Betrayed by the two people she loved, she decides to move away for a new beginning. She always did things by the book and never went wild in her life. After one night, one stupid drunk night, she met a stranger. She felt ashamed after a one-night stand. She was glad never to see him again. Until I can't believe the day has finally come. Here I am, ready to get married to my beloved fiancé. We've been together since high school. I know, cliché, right? We've been friends first. Davis, Katie, and I were inseparable. We still are. Back then, he was already friends with Katie. I got mixed with them right after I met them. You're so beautiful, Tori. I can't believe you're getting married today. So tell me, how does it feel to become Mrs. Davis Thompson? Judy, my other bridesmaid, asks me as she interrupts my thoughts. I'm so happy she's here to help me prepare myself. I don't understand why Katie isn't here yet. She was the one who was supposed to do so. It's the first time she's been late since I met her. I'm so happy. I can't believe it, I answer as I look at the clock above me. Oh boy, in less than an hour, I will become Mrs. Davis Thompson. I can't believe it. I'm so nervous right now. The door opens. Finally, she's here. Katie, you're late and you're not ready, but what's going on? My eyes widen as I look at my best friend. Yeah, I get right into that. I have to do something first. I'll be right back. What, she'll be right back? I frown. What was that look she was giving me? I look at Judy, and she has the same expression on her face as I do. The door opens again. I think it's Katie, but I'm wrong. It's only my mother. Here you go, honey. The glass of water you've asked me for. I put a straw so you won't mess up your makeup. Thank you. Mother. I needed that. I drink all the water, sipping on the straw. I just saw Katie go to see Davis. Wasn't she supposed to be here helping you get ready? My mother informs me. That's weird. I'll go and see what's going on. In less than an hour, I'm getting married. Wait. If the groom sees the bride before the wedding, it's bad luck. My mother reminds me. That's true. I didn't think of that. It's Davis and me. I'm sure we will be fine, I say as I step out of the room. On my way over there, I don't see anyone. They must be all seated while waiting for our wedding to begin. I can't believe I'm getting married today. Okay, focus on what matters for now, and that's to find them and see what's going on. Before I knock, I notice that the door isn't closed correctly. Before me, I see Davis and Katie talking. I'm about to ask them what's going on and why they can't wait until after the wedding. The unthinkable happens before my eyes. They kiss straight on the lips as if it's normal for them. They didn't even notice me looking at them. Davis, how could you? Tears fell down my cheeks. Katie, you're my best friend. How could you? I raise my voice so loud it can wake the dead. Pathetic, right? Davis starts to advance toward me. I don't allow him to touch me as I step away from him. Katie doesn't say a single word while I look at her. I'm pregnant, and Davis is the father. And before you ask, how long since we started this? It's been 2 years already, okay? Now you know everything, and he can finally leave you so we can be together. She realizes what she said to me as I see the expression on her face change. And that's regret. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. I flee the room while having a panic attack. I hear Davis calling my name while Katie tries to catch up with me. There you are. I see my father walk toward me. Tori. Tori? He says my name with worry when he sees my condition. He doesn't waste time as he takes my face between his big hands. Breath, darling, breathe. Look at me. Look only at me. And breathe. That's it, nice and easy, breathe. When my panic attack is over, I don't wait, I jump into my father's arms. I can't help myself from crying. Easy, darling, what's going on? Why are you so sad? It's your wedding day. When he says the last part, I can't stop the tears. Davis, do you know what's wrong with my daughter? The wedding is off. That's what's going on. I finally managed to say it before Davis can display a single word. Tori. Davis tries. Don't speak to me. You broke my heart. You both did, I say to Davis without looking at him. Daddy, can you please announce to the guests that it won't be a wedding today? I can't deal with this right now. I'll explain later to you and Mom. What did you do to my daughter? I managed to stop my father before he goes to Davis and demands some answers. Then, he understands when he sees Katie go to Davis instead of me and the way she looks at him with love and concern in her eyes. Guys, what are you doing here? The wedding is about to start. My mother comes to us as Judy follows close by. Rose, there will be no wedding today. I'll explain everything to you when we're back home. As he says this, he isn't looking at my mother, but at the two people he's disappointed with, and then I see his expression change. I arch my brows. He smiles. My father smiles in a moment like this. Change of plans, we are going to go now. Let Davis and Katie explain the situation to the guests. My father pins his eyes on Davis. You owe at least that to my daughter. I grab my father's arms as if my life depends on it. Is it okay for me to go back home with you guys? Of course, you can. You don't need to ask. My father kisses my forehead. I inhale deeply, hearing my father's words. I don't have the strength yet to go to the apartment I share with Davis. Judy, can you please grab the things I left here and bring them back to my parents' house? I ask her. Please say yes. Say yes, please. Please. She nods her head. Of course. Don't worry about it. I sigh with relief to hear her say that. Tori? Katie tries to talk to me. A couple of things are happening in my head. The most accurate is that I want to punch her square in the face. I'm not a violent person. I think that says a lot. Besides, I would never hit a pregnant lady. Her a lady, yeah, right. Was she a lady when she slept with Davis all this time behind my back? 2 years. 2 years, and I didn't see it coming. Like I said earlier, I'm pathetic. Don't say my name like we're friends. I snap at her. We aren't friends anymore. A real friend would have never done what you did. You slept with Davis for 2 years and then got pregnant. I say to her as I look at her belly, where their baby is growing. I can't hate the baby. He did nothing to me. He's innocent in this story. Just like me. I hope you have a healthy baby. I don't say more and leave with my parents. Here I am, in my old room. I lie on the ground still in my wedding dress, crying over and over until there isn't a single drop of tear that remains in me. How could he? How could she? Why did I not see this coming? I hear a knock on the door. Honey, are you okay? My mother asks me through the door. Okay. I don't even know what that word means anymore. I was okay until this morning when I thought I would marry him. Great, I can't even say his name now. Honey? Tori? My mother persists. Leave her be, Rose. She'll come out when she's ready. I hear my father come to my rescue. I'm worried about her. John. I just want her to be okay. I still hear them talk as they walk away from the door. I look at my bed, and the memories of that night come back to me as if it was yesterday. After the prom, I sneaked him into my room. I felt so rebellious that night. I never did such things before. Anyway, we spent that night together. It was that night that I lost my virginity. I look around once more with the memory still in my head. Why did I decide to come back here again? To dwell more on the past? To cry more? What? Why? I slap myself mentally for my decision to come back here. Honey, I made you a bath. It will make you feel better. I forgot how my mother is persistent when she wants to. Okay, Mom, I'll go and do that. I love my mother, I do, but right now. She's annoying. I get myself up and look at myself in the mirror. I try to unzip my dress, but I can't reach the zipper. I want to take it off. I so badly want to take it off of me. Mom. Mommy, help. I hear her barge into my room. Take it off, Mom, take it off, I say to her, panicking. My mother hurriedly helps me to get it out of me as she unzips my dress. When I feel the dress fall to the ground, I don't waste a second to fall into my mother's arms as I cry again. I don't care if I'm only in my underwear as she hugs me. All I need right now is my mother's comforting arms. That's the reason I came here, because deep down, I knew I needed her, needed them both. What's going on? I heard Tori screaming. My father barges into my room without knocking. Dad. John. We both yell at him at the same time. Sorry, I didn't know. He steps out of the room as fast as he comes in as my father sees me in my underwear. So embarrassing. I definitely didn't need that. Mother was right. A hot bath is all I needed, for now, at least. I wonder if one day I will be okay again. I know one day I will be, but right now, I don't see it. My mother was right. A hot bath is all I needed, for now, at least. I wonder if one day I will be fine again. I know one day I will be, but right now, I don't see it. My thoughts are interrupted as I hear a commotion downstairs. I hurry to put some clothes on to see what's happening. Was that my father yelling? As I run downstairs, I can hear what's going on more clearly. I said, get out of my property. My daughter doesn't want to see you. I hear my father snarl. Mr. Summer, with all due respect. What is he doing here? Respect. Respect. Boy. You don't even know what that word means, not after what you did to my daughter. I see my father gets angrier by the minutes he's talking to Davis. I don't like to see my father like this. I walk closer to him. I put my hand on one of his shoulders. When he senses me, he turns to look at me. Darling, let me handle this. He closes the door in Davis's face so he doesn't see me. Dad, it's okay. You no longer have to fight my battles for me. I'm an adult now. I have to do this. You're my daughter, and it's my job to protect you. I don't like this, so if you need me, I'll be in the kitchen. That's all he says before he places a kiss on my forehead and leaves me be like I ask him to. I look at the door, knowing what's waiting for me on the other side. I'm not ready to face him. I take deep breaths to calm my nerves because my heart is beating so loud that I'm sure he can hear it. It's time to get this over with. I think as I open the door. What the fudge do you want? I'm not particularly eager to use bad words. He looks at me, and I see he didn't expect me to be on the other side of the door. Maybe he expected my father. Not me. Davis clears his throat. I brought you the things you asked for. He shows me my bag. The one I left at the chapel. I asked Judy to bring it to me. Not you. I say to him as I rip the bag from his hand. I need to talk to you. Davis dares say to me. Need. I don't care what you need. I raise my voice, being careful at the same time so my father won't hear me. Tori, please. He insists. He dares say please to me. I'm about to tell him what I think of his pleas when I look up and see Mr. Anderson comes out of his house as he looks at us. I don't want to make a scene in front of my parents' neighbors. Fine, let's talk, I say as I step outside and pick a chair as far away from him as possible. As I sit, I see Mr. Anderson waves his hand, and I wave back before he goes back inside. Davis takes my silence as an invitation to talk. Let me begin by saying how sorry I am. He moves his hand to grab mine, but I pull them away so he can't touch me. He sighs at my reaction. I don't know where to begin. I don't want to hurt you more. It's pointless. I know because whatever I say to you, the situation won't change, but I need to do this. The first time it happened. It was a mistake, and we decided it would be the only time it would happen. One thing led to others, and it lasted 2 years. A week before our wedding, I ended it with Katie because I wanted to spend my life with you. I love you. I love you both. I was ready to marry you because you are the one I chose, but she came to me today to tell me she was pregnant, and I couldn't let her do it alone. We didn't want you to find out like this. We both love you. That's it, that's your big speech? Let me tell you one thing, fuck you, fuck both of you. I get up from my seat and leave him without saying another word. He was speechless when I left him. It's the first time I've used that word. Maybe now he knows how pissed off I am with both of them. I can't help myself as I look out the window and watch Davis get in his car and finally leave. Then it hit me, Katie's pregnant. They're going to have a baby. One day I will walk through this town and stumble into the 3 of them together. No. No. I can't be here as I see all 3 of them walking down the streets. It will crush me even more. My parents will understand. It's decided, I have to go. I have to leave this town and start fresh. It's been a month since I moved to this town called St. Rock. I asked my father for help. He has a connection in this town for a job that I wanted. I will begin working there in less than a week. Davis and Katie tried to contact me when they learned I was moving away. Of course, I refused. Too much pain was left behind for me to stay. Here I can finally breathe. Tonight, I will do something out of the ordinary for me by going out on my own to celebrate the start of a new life. I know, I've never done this before, but now I'm starting a new life. I can easily change my habits, right? It still hurts when I think of what I went through a month ago. I have come to terms with the fact that it is in the past, and I can't change anything about it. And even if I could, I wouldn't. They both betrayed me. That's why I need this tonight, to celebrate. I'm mumbling, I know. After 100 different outfits and a call from my mom to make sure I was all right, I ended up at a bar called Puzzle 13. I'm sitting on one of the bar stools, looking at the commotion in front of me. I regret this decision, this place isn't my cup of tea. What will you have? Darling? I turn to the other side of the bar, and I see the bartender. Scotch and soda, I say, the first drink that pops into my head. You got it. He wrote my order on his pad. I turn around and look at the crowd again, then I see them, the most beautiful gray eyes I have ever seen. I notice that he has a beard. Usually, I'm not too fond of beards, but for him, I'll make an exception. It makes the gray of his eyes stand out more. I always hated when Davis grew a beard. Wait a minute, why am I thinking of him? No, not tonight. Fudge. I turn around so quickly, a moment there. I think I'm going to fall off my seat. He caught me staring. No, not staring, ogling. Ugh, what a nightmare. I say to myself as I hide my face in my hands. Here you go, darling. The bartender says as he gives me my drink. Without thinking, I take it and drink it all at once because of my embarrassment. Bad move. My throat is burning now. Can I have another? Please? What? Why did I ask for another one? What a great way to start a new beginning. This time I'll make sure to drink it slower. Hello there, pretty lady. Someone sits beside me. I was wondering if it hurt when you fell? I frown. Fell? What fell? I say nothing, but my curiosity makes me look at him. You know, being an angel and all that. Because a woman as pretty as you must have been an angel. Why do I feel so embarrassed tonight? Can't I have a break? I turn to the bartender so he can help out, but he isn't there. Great, how am I supposed to get out of this one now? Look, you seem. I try to speak, but he interrupts me. What, handsome? I know I'm handsome. You and I are both good-looking. We could do something about it. He grins. Is he for real right now? Think of something, think of something. Without thinking, I down my drink all at once for the second time. That's going to hurt in the morning. Stuart, don't you have anything better to do than bother this lady with your lame pickup lines? I hear a voice from beside me. When I turn my head to see who my knight in shining armor is, my heart literally stops beating. It's him. The one I was ogling earlier. Did I say ogling? I mean staring, the one with the beautiful gray eyes. Is it me, or is it hot in here? Maybe it's the drink or the fact that he stands beside me. Great, I'm babbling again. The other man scoffs. Levi, weren't you talking to some blonde earlier? Why are you here bothering us? Let me rephrase that for you, Stuart. You're the one bothering her, isn't that right, babe? Is he talking to me? Oh God, I think he is. Say something, anything. Tori. I managed to say. Great, I don't think that's what he asked you, Tori. Like I was trying to say, I'm not interested. Good girl, nice save. I see the disappointment in Stuart's eyes as he continues to look at me. He's about to say something when his eyes land on a brown-haired girl sitting in the bar's corner not far from me. Your loss, Tori. He says before going over to the girl and saying one of the cheesiest lines of all time. No one puts baby in a corner. It must have worked because she was all over him after that. Guess people are desperate sometimes. I look at the man beside me, and I can't believe how nervous he makes me feel. I never felt this way when I first saw Davis, which surprised me. Before, Davis and I were friends, and if I remember correctly, Davis was persistent at first because I didn't see him that way. Over the years, I learned to love him, and here I am beside a stranger who's making me feel all kinds of feelings I've never felt before. Thank you for coming to my rescue. I finally managed to say to him. I hope he didn't hear the nerves in my voice. No problem, babe, but don't confuse me with a knight in shining armor. I'm not that kind of guy. I arch my brows. Oh, what kind of guy are you? He leans towards me until his lips brush against my ear. You sure you want to find out, babe? Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. I reach for my glass to drink it, forgetting I already did. I hear him chuckle. Jerry, can you give this girl another drink of whatever she's having and put it on my tab? You don't have to do that. I can pay. I reach for my purse. But he stops me, placing his hand over mine. I immediately feel a shock when our hands touch. I insist, babe. What's the deal with him calling me babe all the time? I have a name. You know. It's Tori. I know. I heard it when you said it the first time. He chuckles once more. I'm glad I amuse you, I reply sarcastically. He brushes a lock of hair behind my ear. Trust me, babe, it's not amusement I'm feeling right now. My heart hammers in my chest so loudly. I'm sure the entire bar can hear it. For the third time, I drink my glass in one shot. I jump awake, looking around in panic. I relax when I see I'm in my bedroom. Was this a dream? I look under the covers, and I am completely naked. I never sleep naked. Fudge, fudge. Fuck. What did I do last night? And then it hit me. Oh, for crying out loud. I say out loud as I fall back on the bed. I close my eyes as the memories come back to me one by one. After my fourth drink, I'm a little drunk, which gives me the courage to kiss him. I'm the one to initiate it. Me, freaking me. One thing led to another, and we ended up here. As we step into my apartment one by one, our clothes end up on the floor as I guide Levi to my room while we kiss. Ever since my supposed wedding day, I felt undesirable or even unwanted. Now it feels so good to be wanted this way, to feel desired by someone like him, and all this because of this stranger. I kiss him hungrily as the realization hits me. Let me tell you. He doesn't complain. He even takes the lead after that. He is, after all, an alpha male, and I'm happy to oblige. You're a beautiful woman, babe. He says as I stand in front of him. Only my underwear covering me as we end up in my room. You're quite handsome yourself, pretty boy. Why did I call him that? It must be the alcohol talking. He smirks as he hears the nickname before Levi lets out a little chuckle. That's the first time someone calls me that. Don't you know, there's a first for everything, I reply. Let's do something about our first, then. He whispers over my lips. Like I said before, I'm happy to oblige. He doesn't waste any time after that as Levi pushes me onto the beds and crawls on top of me. I don't get too much time to observe his body. But it isn't a disappointment as I have time to have a little glimpse. All I can feel is his muscular body covering mine. Scratch that, it's not the only thing I can feel. He still has his boxers on. I have 4 little words to say about that. Oh, my freaking God. Take off your bra. He orders. I look into his eyes while I follow his demands, and I'm captivated by them. When my bra slides from my breast, he stares at me like a wolf ready to devour his prey. I never felt so desired as I do right now. My breathing becomes heavy when he lowers his head towards my breast and takes a nipple into his mouth. The only sound in the room is my moans of pleasure. Even in my drunken state, I'm shy. I let my body's reactions speak for themselves. I don't think he likes my silence because of the way he bites and pitches at my nipples. I whine as he lets go of my breasts, already craving his touch. I don't have to wait long as he caresses my body with his lips. He travels between my breasts and all the way down. Look at me. He orders. When our faces glance at one another, he grabs my panties with his teeth and slowly removes them from my body. Ah. I scream as he surprises me by thrusting one finger inside of me. Already wet for me, babe. I like it. He doesn't wait as he adds a second finger. Is this too much for you? He asks with a smile on his face. Don't stop. I plead as I bite my lower lip to prevent myself from screaming again. Levi continues his thrusts with his fingers inside me. I can't stop my moans, trashing my head from side to side against the pillow. He withdraws his finger and brings them to his mouth. Divine. He says as he looks at me, making my cheeks heat. I'm sure they're red by now. He gets up from the bed to remove his boxers and grabs a condom from the back pocket of his pants. Levi lies on top of me and places each of his hands on my knees as he spreads my legs and positions himself between my thighs. Ah. I let go again and moan as he enters me. He's big. Bigger than I used to. My moans and his grunting follow each other in rhythm. Each time he enters me, he speeds up, and I welcome it with open arms. Levi. I moan his name. I'm going to come if you keep it up like this. Fudge. It's all I'm asking, babe. Now be a good girl and let go for me. Don't worry. I'll catch you. From his words, I can't resist any longer. And I let go completely as I feel myself coming all over him. My body shakes like a leaf, but I don't have time to recover as he speeds up his thrust. I don't know how it was even possible. But I come a second time before his grunts become louder and louder by the second, and with one last thrust, I know he's coming. Before getting out of bed, he kisses me tenderly on the mouth. He heads in the bathroom's direction after I explain the way. I think he left to dispose of the condom. A few moments later, he resumes his place next to me. As the night passes, we end up doing it 2 more times until exhaustion catches up with us. Now, here I am, alone in my bed, reliving what happened the night before. I look around. Levi didn't even leave me a note. Why would I expect such a thing from him? It's obvious all it was a one-night stand. I feel ashamed to have let him use my body like this. Was this my curse to have a man? And he's gone the next day? I'm such a fool. I hurry to get up and take a shower. Afterward, I don't waste a minute stripping the sheets and blanket of my bed to wash away his smell that had imprinted itself during the night. As I step into the living room, I see all my clothes from the night before scattered on the floor. I pick them one by one as memories of the night before invade my mind once more. Maybe I should burn them. I shake my head. I'm being melodramatic. As I clean my apartment, he's all I can think about, especially his eyes, his beautiful gray eyes. Nope, don't go there. Easier said than done. I'm glad for one thing. No, I'm happy about 2 things. 1, I will start my new job this week, and 2, I will never have to lay eyes on that man ever again. What the fuck did I do last night? It's not what I usually do. The one-night stand thing that I do almost every night. Trust me. My sister disapproves of my choice of living. No. What I mean is when I fucked Tori more than once, and what was the deal with me falling asleep after that? Shit, I even remember her name. As I was saying, when I woke up and found her in my arms, it didn't go well with me. I'm not a fucking snuggly person, I'm a player, and I intend to stay that way for a long damn time. I was talking to some blonde, whose name I don't remember. Jeanette, Jules. Who gives a shit? When I saw her for the first time, it amused me to see her staring at me like that, and when she turned away to face Jerry, I was sure she would fall on her ass. Just thinking about it makes me want to laugh again. I frowned when I saw Stuart talking to her. I knew she was uncomfortable. I just went to help her out. I mean, I had a good thing going with Jane. Judy, whatever the fuck it was. I should have skedaddled when he left her alone, but she had to ask me what kind of guy I was, which made me change my target for the night. I warned her I wasn't a knight in shining armor. My thoughts are interrupted when I hear a knock on my door. I wonder who that could be. I hope it's not my sister, I love her, but I don't need another lecture. Charlie. I only say when I let him step into my apartment. He's my little sister's boyfriend. I know he's a good guy, not like me, which I'm glad for. I may be a bastard, but my sister is the only one who is important in my life. You got a minute? Man? I want to talk to you. He seems nervous. Shoot, I reply. Well, you see, you're the only one I can ask this because you know both of your parents being dead and all. His eyes widen at the realization of what he said. Oops, sorry, man, that sounded way better in my head. I don't have all day. I snap at him. I don't need a reminder of my parents being dead. My father died in a car accident when I was 10. My mother, well, that's a delicate subject that I don't want to dwell on. All I'll say is it was harder for my sister. I want to marry Lily. I want your blessing before I ask your sister to marry me. I can hear in his voice how nervous he is. You want to marry my little sister? Yeah, it's the right thing to do. You're the most important person in her life. Well, besides me, he says with a smirk. When he sees the scowl on my face, his smirk vanishes immediately. Now it's my turn to smile. If you break her heart, I will bury you. So, is that a yes? He asks uncertainty. Yes, you fool. I hope when you ask her, you won't be as much of a pussy as you're being right now. I roll my eyes at him. He doesn't say anything, shocked at how I spoke to him. I don't know why. I'm always like this with the others, except for my sister. Now, piss off. I have better things to do. He doesn't hesitate as he steps out of my apartment as if someone lit a fire up his ass. I like the guy. He's decent for my sister. Speaking of the devil, she's calling my cell. Hello, evil spawn, I answer. If I'm an evil spawn, then you must be the devil with how you live your life. She replies. I scoff. You know you love me. Lucky for you, I'm the only one. I chuckle at her response. I have a name, you know. It's Tori. I know. I heard it when you said it the first time. I chuckle once more. I'm glad I amuse you. She replies. I brush a lock of hair behind her ear. Trust me, babe, it's not amusement I'm feeling right now. Levi? Levi, are you there? I hear my sister's voice interrupting my memory of yesterday as it comes back to me again. Yeah, don't get your panties in a bunch. I'm here. I snap at her. Levi, are you okay? I could hear the uncertainty in her voice. Is Darla bothering you again? Why would she mention my ex-wife? I sure don't need to hear about that bitch. Look, Lily. Now's not a good time. I have to go. Talk to you later. I can still hear her talking when I hang up on her. I sit on my sofa, rubbing my face with my hands as the memory of that day comes back to bother me again. I can't believe Darla didn't make it. I mean, she's your wife, Lily says as we look at our mother's grave. Our mother died of breast cancer and today is her funeral. The others left us alone to be by her grave after the service. I'm sure she tried. I mean, she had to work. She couldn't get out of it. Can we please not argue about this? Especially here. I'm sorry. Lily apologizes as she kisses my cheek. We better go join the others for the memorial. I didn't stay there too long. It was too painful for me, so I said goodbye to my sister and went home. I wanted to be alone, so no one could see how hurt I was. Thankfully, my sister understood as she stayed behind with the guest. She wasn't alone. She just started dating Charlie a week ago. He helped her a lot through this process. As I park beside my house, I see Darla's car. That's odd. I thought she had to work today. Is she sick? Is that why she couldn't make it? Stepping into the living room, everything that I knew was a lie. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Right in front of me is my wife screwing her boss on our sofa. I fold my arms in front of me. At least you chose the sofa over our bed. They both jump when they hear my voice. Levi, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean. Darla, my wife, says nervously. Shut your damn mouth. I glare at her. You don't have to be an asshole toward her. The douchebag dear to speak after what I've just witnessed. I don't waste my time as I storm over to him and punch him in his face. I grab him by his throat to toss him out of my house, not caring that he's still naked. Sorry, I'm so sorry She tries to apologize to me. You had to do this today of all days. It was my mother's funeral. For God's sake, you disgust me. That bastard starts banging on the door. Oh. Look, your lover is asking for you. She doesn't have time to say a word as I grab her, drag her over to the door, and shove her in his arms. She had time to put a shirt on before I threw her out. Hope you'll be thrilled together, I lash out as I slam the door in their faces. I run upstairs to throw my clothes in a bag and drive to my sister's apartment. Luckily, I have a key where I know I'm always welcome. The rest is history. After that, I wasn't the same person I was before. Except maybe for last night when I felt being my old self after I took Tori in my arms for the first time. And that scares the hell out of me. I won't ever want to be him ever again. Hello, my name is Tori Summer. I have an appointment with Mr. Bruce Reams. I'm the new substitute teacher, I announced to the secretary in front of me. Take a seat. He's in a meeting right now. She replies kindly as she points to the vacant chair not far from where I'm standing. Thank you, I reply as I take a seat. While I wait, I take the time to check the messages on my cell. Don't forget to call me after. I want to know how it goes. I will call you tonight, Mother. Please stop worrying about me so much. I see the 3 dots as I wait for my mother's reply. I turn off my cell phone before I can see her reply. I don't need the distraction right now. Ever since I got to this town, I've waited for this meeting impatiently. This is unfair. Mr. Reams, I hear a student says as she steps out of his office. Maybe next time you'll think twice before texting in class, Miss Evans. But. Humph. She turns around and walks away without saying another word. Talk about a coincidence. I think to myself as I laugh in my head. That's exactly what I was doing. Miss Tori Summer, if you please. He says to me as he catches me watching the scene before me. I don't hesitate as I stand from my seat and walk right into his office. He turns and looks at me closely but at a respectful distance. He sits behind his desk. When I received the phone call from your father a month ago, I couldn't believe that he would let his only daughter so far away from him. The last time I saw you, you were what, 12, 14? Now look at you, all grown up and ready to work for me. I can't believe how time goes so fast. How's your father doing? He points to one of the chairs for me to sit on. I take my place. He and my mother are doing just fine. Thank you for asking. Sir. Please, when it's just you and me, you can call me Bruce. I am one of your father's close friends, used to be anyway. Everything changed when I moved here. He clears his throat. You're not here to talk about your father. Are you ready to start tomorrow? Of course, sir, I mean Bruce. Mr. Reams. Why do I have to be so nervous right now? I have to say. You're lucky to have a spot in our school precisely when you want it. Miss Sutherland had to leave for the rest of the year for a personal emergency just before I received your father's call. But I have to ask, why was he the one to call me? You seem to be an independent young lady. Normally, I would have been the one to make the call, but I had to deal with a personal matter that was hard for me. Rose already told me all about what happened to you. She snatched the phone from your father and explained it to me. She wanted to ensure I would give you a chance, which surprised your father. Note to myself, I will definitely call my mother when I get back home. I can't believe she did that to me. I feel so ashamed. Please don't be angry with your mother. She did what she thought was best for you, and don't worry. It's not the reason why I hired you. I took the liberty to call your previous job, and I got only good recommendations. I assure you that is the reason why you're here today. Can I ask you, then, why you want to know why it was my father who called and not me? These days, you don't know who to trust. I just wanted to know if you would be honest with me, even if you are the daughter of one of my good friends. I'm sorry if that made you uncomfortable. I only nod my head in response. I don't know what to say. Now that being said, I think it's a good time for us to go to the staff room so I can present you to your coworkers. At this time, most of them should be there. As we step out of his office, Bruce walks in front of the secretary I spoke to earlier. Tori, I would like you to meet Lily Salazar. Lily, this is our newest substitute teacher. She will take Miss Sutherland's class during her absence. We shake hands as she welcomes me. Lily seems nice. I love when I have a good feeling when I meet someone for the first time. It's easier for me to talk to them after, and I definitely feel like I can speak with her. I'm not naive. I won't trust Lily immediately, not after what happened to Katie and me. I'm glad I can still feel this way toward others after all that happened. As we walk through the hallways, I see posters with Go Ligers written on them. Ah, yes, our football team. The school takes great pride in this team. Maybe I can introduce you to their coach if he's here. He says as if he could read my mind. No running in the halls, young man. Sorry. Mr. Principal. No rest for the wicked. He mumbles as we continue to walk. I don't reply because something tells me he said that more to himself than to me. I remember little about him. I know he's one of my father's good friends. I remember he always came to our house to watch the Super Bowl with my father until he moved over here. After that, my father stopped watching it. He said it wasn't the same without him. We're here. Are you ready? He turns towards me before entering the room. As ready as I'll ever be. Just a yes would have been enough. I mentally scold myself. Everyone, may I have your attention, please? I want to introduce our new substitute teacher, taking over for Miss Sutherland until the end of the year. Miss Tori Summer. I step inside. I look at everyone before, waving my hand to them. Tomorrow morning will be her official welcome among us. I just wanted to give her a heads up about what she'll deal with. Was he trying to be funny? You know I'm messing with you all of you. You know what a wonderful group you are to work with. Well, I guess he was. Suddenly I feel a presence behind me. Miss Tori, here's the coach of the football team. As he speaks, I turn around, and it knocks the air straight down my lungs. Is this a joke? Why is the universe against me? Levi, my one-night stand, stands right in front of me. I look at him, and from the expression on his face, he must think the same as me. What the fuck are you doing here? I know I said fuck. But in this situation, I'll make an exception. Tori, I would like you to meet Mr. Levi Salazar. Levi, this is Miss Tori Summer, our new substitute teacher, to replace Miss Sutherland. I didn't hear what Bruce said after that. I'm still in shock to see him here at my new job. He's looking at me with those eyes that invaded my dreams every night, and now having them in front of me, for real, is surreal. I return to reality when I feel a spark traveling all the way down my spine as he takes my hand to shake it. Did he dismiss me like nothing happened between us just a few nights ago? The nerve of this man. If I could, I'd slap him right now. What's wrong with me? I'm not a violent person. For God's sake, just shake his hand and be done with this nonsense. Nice to meet you, Mr. Salazar. Wait a minute, Salazar like Lily Salazar? The woman I met earlier. Did I sleep with a married man? No, this can't be happening. I have to go. I have to go now. If you'll excuse me. I have to go now. It was wonderful to meet you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. Keep it together. I wave at them one last time before I leave. The more I walk, the faster I go. Miss Summer, Levi shouts my name. Is he for real? Is he following me right now? Miss Summer. Tori. Babe. Don't you babe me. I snap at him as I turn to face him. He doesn't say anything. He grabs my elbow and begins dragging me into an empty classroom. I would have pulled away if he wasn't holding me so tightly. When he closes the door, I can't contain my rage any longer. Are you married? How could you do this to her? And she works in the same place as you, so I have to face her daily. I'm going to stop you right there. You don't know me, so quit being a bitch with your judgment. And for your information, she's my sister. Tell me something, darling, was I your first one-night stand? Don't tell me you were a virgin when I took you the first time. It is as if my hand has a mind of its own. And I couldn't contain myself. Before I could realize what I did, I slapped him right across his face. Don't speak to me, don't look at me, and don't come near me ever again. I yell angrily. Gladly, it's his only response as he turns and walks away from me, slamming the door forcefully and leaving me alone with my thoughts. My day wasn't supposed to go like this. It was supposed to be a new start for me without complications. That's why I left where I was before, so I wouldn't have to deal with the drama in my life. How can I show my face around here now? I feel my heart beating faster and faster as heat surrounds my body and mind. No, I can't have a panic attack. Please, not here. I sit on the floor as my legs can't support me anymore and close my eyes. I try to catch up on my breath. One at a time, I repeat over and over. The last time I had one of these was my wedding day. Why did I have to think about that day? My breathing starts to increase again as the memories of my wedding day come back to haunt me. I jump when I feel two hands on the sides of my face. Look at me, babe, look at me, that's it. He says as I do what he asks. Calm down and breathe slowly. That's it. Shoo, it's okay, Levi says, pressing a kiss on my forehead. You came back? I managed to say. I did. He simply replies. I'm sorry for my behavior and what I said to you. I don't know you, and I don't have the right to judge you. I look into his eyes. I could watch them all day long and not get bored. No, Tori, don't go there. I warn myself. You have nothing to apologize for. Babe. I should be the one to apologize after what I said to you. He brushes a lock of hair behind my ear. To my surprise, he leans towards me and gives me a gentle peck on the lips. And I let it happen. What does this mean? He stands up, showing me his hand for me to take. Come on. I'll take you home. I shake my head. No, it's fine. I can manage. Besides, don't you have to work? Don't argue with me. Believe me. You won't win. It's my lunch hour, anyway. He says as he helps me to my feet. He's sweet to want to help me like this. Is this an act just to get me into bed again? All I know is right now, after my panic attack, I don't feel strong enough to argue anymore, so I give in and follow him. Better for me to do as he says so I can get home safely. On the way home, we didn't exchange one single word. It was like a wall was between us and prevented us from speaking. Why does this bother me so much? He parks the car in front of my building. Levi turns to look at me with a serious expression. Look, babe, I don't want to give you the wrong impression. I'm not the commitment kind of guy. I can't give you what you want. What do you even know what I want? You don't even know me. I reply. I just wanted to give you a heads up. We fucked for one night and it was just that, nothing more. I roll my eyes. I see you're being a jerk again. I prefer being a jerk than a liar. And what do you call what you did for me today? I had to ask. A moment of weakness on my part. I hope what happened won't change your mind about working at the school tomorrow. Maybe it's new for you what I'm going to say, but the world doesn't revolve around you. You're not the king of the universe or something. Thanks for the ride. I've got it from here. I'm glad I decided to take an Uber to go to school today. It would have been awkward to get my car back from the schoolyard. I don't say a single word to him, not even a wave. But one thing is sure, I feel him watching me until I get into my apartment building. But when I look through the window, he's already gone. He's a jerk, an honest jerk, but a jerk no less. Now what? I know, I'll call my mother. I have one or two things to say about boundaries in my life. As the bell rings, I step into the classroom. My students are already here and have taken their places. I put my things on my desk and look straight ahead at the students. Hello. I'm Miss Tori Summer. I'll be substituting for Miss Sutherland during her absence, I explain as I hear whispers among them. Okay, let's take a roll. I continue as I pick up the list of students' names. Chase. Present. Dallas. Present. Evans. Present. I look at her, and I realize that it is the student who was leaving Bruce's office yesterday. Miss Evans was caught texting during her class. I better keep an eye on her. As I continue with my list, I have only 3 names remaining. Lockwood. For you, sweetie, I'm so present. He says, laughing. Mr. Johnny Lockwood. I glare at him. Yes, what can I do for you, sweetie? He has a smug expression written on his face. Oh, I so don't need this right now. I want to pinch the bridge of my nose. But if I do, he knows he irritated me. He'll think he won this round, and I will never hear the end of it. I'm warning you, Mr. Lockwood, keep it up, and it will be after-school detention for you. Great, it's my first day, and I'm already thinking about detentions. No, can do, sweetie. I have practice today. Maybe another day. He laughs loudly, a few students joining in. Keep laughing, and it will be detention for all of you. I'm sorry, Mr. Lockwood, but you must miss practice this time. I say as I sign the slip for detention. You can't do that. I'm the captain of the football team. I'm untouchable. Coach Salazar won't be happy about this. I don't need a reminder of him today. Great, I have a headache. Congratulations. Mr. Lockwood, now you have detention for the rest of the week. Keep it up, and it will be a month. After that, he didn't say a single word. To my satisfaction, I can see he isn't happy with the outcome. Monroe. Present. Parker. Present. I think, for now, I will let the students sing their names instead of calling them individually. I've read Miss Sutherland's notes to see where you are with your studies. I'm warning you now. There will be a quiz this Friday morning, so for today. Everyone in the class begins complaining. For today, go back to what you studied with Miss Sutherland and tomorrow. We will continue. I take a seat behind my desk as the student opens their books to do as I ask, all apart from Johnny. Mr. Lockwood, did you not hear my instructions? Yeah. So? All right, you give me no choice. Go to the principal office. Fine by me. When I come back, we'll see who has the last laugh. He strolls out of the classroom, full of confidence. Yeah, definitely a headache this one, and I thought I would have to worry only about Miss Evans and her cell phone. To my surprise, Johnny didn't come back from the principal office. And the rest of the class ran smoothly. Class dismissed, I announce as the bell rings. They don't waste time packing up and leaving. I'm sitting at my desk going through my notes for the next class when someone enters without knocking. Followed by Johnny. When I see who it is, I should have known. Great, now what? Unless it's urgent, Mr. Salazar, I have another class in a few minutes. I don't have the energy to deal with him today. Don't worry, B. He clears his throat. Miss Summer, it won't take long. Behind him, I see Johnny smirking at me as if trying to say, told you so. So, to what do I owe the pleasure of your presence? I ask as I can. I don't need his temper. I need you to postpone his detention for today. I need him on the field. To my surprise, he doesn't snap. He asks me respectfully and, if I'm not mistaken, with kindness. I'm sorry, Mr. Salazar, but if he hadn't disrespected me more than once in my class, I would do as you ask. I see the surprise in his eyes. I'm guessing he doesn't have the whole story of why his team captain received detention. He doesn't waste time as he turns to look at Johnny. What does she mean by that? You disrespected her? How? His temper begins to rise a little. As he hears the whole story, he turns his attention back to me. Miss Summer, would you mind if I take his detentions from here? Don't worry. By the time I'm done with him, he will understand the word respect. I'm actually surprised that he defended me. How can I say no? I can see Johnny is just as surprised as I am. But Mr. Sala. He tries to argue, but he gets cut off. One word, and you'll be benched at the next game. That shut him up. Of course, all I ask is that he learns from his behavior. Don't worry about that. He will. As Levi speaks, I see Johnny swallow with fear. Miss Summer. He says one last time before leaving, with Johnny following him, looking down at the ground. That man confuses me sometimes. I say to myself while students enter my class for the next period. Tori Summer, right? I hear someone talking to me. Yes. Lily Salazar? I ask back. We shake hands as we walk through the hallway. I was going to grab something to eat at the cafeteria. Would you like to join me? We can take our food to the staff room so we can talk more freely. I have a good feeling about you. Funny thing, I thought the same about you. It would be my pleasure. Before we step out of the cafeteria, someone calls Lily's name. That's my boyfriend. Come, I'll introduce you to him. He's with my brother too. Great, like I needed that. Charlie. What are you doing here? She asks as she sits beside him. It's my turn to supervise the lunch hour, well, your brother and I. He was telling me about a girl he picked up at a bar yesterday. Ouch man, what are you 12? Hitting me under the table like that. Charlie rubs his leg, glaring at Lavi. Sorry, Lily, I forgot I have to go through Miss Sutherland's notes for today. Rain check? I don't wait for her answer as I leave the cafeteria. I can't believe the nerve of that jerk. The same day he helps me with my panic attack, he goes to the bar and picks up some random skank. I know I shouldn't be jealous, but I can't help myself. I'm definitely done with him and his mixed signals. As I see her walking away, I know it bothered her when she heard what I did last night. I warned her that I'm not a commitment kind of guy. If I'm honest with myself, seeing her walk away from us, from me, bothered me. It wasn't just that, the thing that Charlie didn't know, and I wasn't going to tell him. Since I spent the night with Tori, I haven't fucked anyone else. That's why I went to the bar last night. I wasn't too fond of the feelings I felt while comforting her yesterday. I'm sure with time, I'll forget about her, and I will be able to go back out there without thinking about her. I just have to give some time to forget how her body felt when I took her, how her skin was so soft against mine and how her lips tested when I ravaged them. Next time you run your mouth, watch what you say in front of people. We're in a cafeteria with a bunch of students. You're the guidance counselor, for God's sake. I say that so he and my sister won't be suspicious about a certain redhead that has evaded my mind lately. If my sister finds out, I'll never hear the end of it. Sis, now you're here, take my place. I have better things to do than to watch the kids eat. I stand from my chair and start walking away before she can try to stop me. I'm so lost in my thoughts that I don't notice where I'm going. I'm supposed to be heading for my office, but I look up and realize I'm outside Tori's class. When I look through the window, I turn to leave, but I see she's crying. No, I don't need her drama. I should just step away and go to my office. I have better things to do than watch her cry. Why do I always have to find her in this kind of situation? Why does it bother me so much to see her like this? Didn't I promise myself that after my experiment with Darla, I would never let another bitch play with my mind again? Why should she be any different? My damn feet don't listen to what my mind tells them. And I find myself stepping into her class without knocking for the second time today. As I approach her, she doesn't even acknowledge my presence. Tori, are you okay? She lifts her head to look at me but doesn't say a single word. Babe? I ask again. Am I that repulsive? Do men not find me attractive enough? Is that why they don't want to be with me? She asks while tears flow freely over her cheeks. I take her face in my hands and wipe her tears away with my thumbs. I hate seeing her like this. You and Davis. She continues. Davis? Who the fuck is Davis? I'm about to ask her, but then she hands me her cell phone. The article reads, Katie Davidson Davis Thompson are happy to announce their wedding to be celebrated August 31st, 2020, at 5:30 p.m. in the Church of Chesterton. Who are they to you? I ask her. She takes a deep breath to calm her sobbing. He's my high school sweetheart, and she was my best friend until a month ago. It was my wedding day, and before the ceremony even started, I learned that he was cheating on me with her. He had been for 2 years. And the cherry on top? She got pregnant. He's the father and now this. She sighs, pointing at her cell. How is it that two strangers who meet in a bar can share the same pain? As I realize this, I take her hand, pulling her from her chair to bring her into my arms and hold her tightly. I'm sorry that happened to you, babe. I start kissing her forehead, and when I let go, I look into her green eyes and the way she's looking at me right now. I can't help myself. I lean my head over and kiss her eagerly. Her hands travel to the back of my head, and she kisses me back with just as much force. Then she brings her hands to my chest. I feel her begin to struggle in my arms, and she pushes me back, breaking the kiss. I'm done with your mixed signals. 1 minute you kiss me, and the next, you push me away. I'm going to the bathroom to wash my face before my next class. When I come back, I would really appreciate it if you weren't here. She informs me before leaving the room, not looking back. What the fuck did I just do? I'm so wrapped up in my head that I don't check who's on the other side of the phone before answering my cell. What? I snap as I step out of the classroom before Tori comes back. Honey? How could I be so fucking stupid? I groan when I recognize that damn pitching voice. I want to punch myself. Why can't she just leave me the fuck alone? What the fuck do you want, Darla? I don't have time to deal with your bullshit right now. Honey, don't be like that. How can we get back together if you talk to me like that? I know you still love me. There, that whiny voice again. How didn't I notice that when we were together? Lily tried to tell me once, but I dismissed her. Damn, what a fool I was back then. Get back together? What the fuck are you talking about? Are you crazy? For fuck's sake. Stop calling me. You're pathetic right now. Here come the tears. Maybe it worked in the past, but not now. I don't need to deal with her shit right now. What's wrong with you? You never talked to me like that. She has a nerve after what she did. I have to go. Go find someone else to fuck with, I say furiously as I hang up on her. Since Darla and her dick face broke up, she started calling me to give her another chance. Today wasn't the first time she called, and I'm sure it won't be the last. Maybe I should listen to Charlie and change my number or even block her, so she can't bother me anymore. What are you looking at? Don't you have classes to get to? I growl at some students I catch staring at me as they walk by. Mr. Salazar, a word, please? I hear Tori says when she suddenly appears beside me. What the fuck do you want now? I snap at her in the heat of the moment. I'm still pissed off because of my fucking ex. Nothing at all. She replies as she leaves me alone. It bothers me more than it should when I see her looking at me like that. I should go and apologize to her, but once again, I won't give her mixed signals, as she told me. TCH. Women can't live with them, can't live without them. That's exactly what I need, a hot bubble bath. With the day I've had, it's all I could think of doing. I still can't believe I told him what happened to me a month ago. Levi can be so frustrating sometimes. One minute he's kissing me, and the next, he's pushing me away. Okay, I admit, last time, I was the one who pushed him away, but I'm glad because after I left him alone in my classroom, he snapped at me in the hallway for an unknown reason. I wonder what made him behave like that. He wasn't this way when I left him. Did something happen in between? Why do I keep thinking about him? He's so. I have no words to describe Levi right now. Just when I start to relax and enjoy the warmth of the water, I hear someone knocking on my door. Fudge, why me? Go away. Please go away. I pray in my head. This person is persistent, I say out loud. I'm coming. I call as if the person on the other side of the door can hear me. I rush to get out of the bath, grabbing the first thing I can reach and putting it on. Great, I forgot to dry myself. Guess I have to clean my floor. Thank goodness I don't have a carpet. When I open the door, I see Levi standing in front of me in all his glory. Levi, what are you doing here? I ask, surprised. He doesn't reply immediately, but I see him staring at me strangely. Do you always answer your door like that? He points at me, and I see his eyes darken a little. I look at myself to see what he's talking about. Oh, fuck. Can someone slap me right now? I put on my white bathrobe. But now it's see-through and exposing every part of me to him. Answer the damn question. He snaps as he enters my apartment. What's your problem? I ask as I step away from him. He's faster than me as he grabs my hand and drags me towards him. You're my problem, he shouts. Levi lets go of my hand and kisses me vigorously. Oh my God, I can't believe how much I missed his lips on mine. It's so wrong and so good at the same time. I want him so badly. As we continue to kiss, he backs me up until I hit the kitchen counter. He grabs me by the waist and lifts me up to sit on the counter. Levi doesn't hesitate to rip open the front of my bathrobe. My nipples are already hard in anticipation of his touch. He starts kissing my neck. I title my head to expose more of my neck to him. I fucking want you right now. I crave your body. I haven't been with anyone since you. He whispers over my neck as his teeth gently nip my skin. Is he lying to me right now? No. He told me he would rather be a jerk than a liar. Oh, shut up, Tori. Let this happen and worry about it tomorrow. That feels so good. I whimper as he focuses on my breasts. Fudge, that man knows how to touch a woman. Should I be grateful or mad at him? Fuck, who cares right now? I'm so lost in the moment of the pleasure he's giving me that I don't see him release himself as he penetrates me with one thrust. The only sounds in the room are my moans, his groans and our bodies slapping together. No longer after he leans towards me and speeds up his thrusts, he must be close to finishing. Afterwards, he looks at me and moves some of the hair that is covering my face. Babe, did I hurt you? I can see the concern in his eyes. Far from it, I say, smiling that he worries about me. Let me make it up to you for not taking care of you. He smirks. I squeal when he picks me up over his shoulder and slaps my buttock, carrying me to my room. He lays me on my bed and delivers his promise again and again and again. As I wake up naked in my bed, I instantly reach for him. I can't say I'm not disappointed when I notice he's not there. I woke up alone again. After pulling the sheet around my body, I look outside and notice it's still dark. I go out of my room to pour myself a glass of water. I scream my lungs out when I see a shadow standing in front of one of my windows. Levi? I ask, shocked, placing my left hand on my chest while recognizing him. It's me, babe. Go back to sleep. I'll join you sooner or later. He says, never turning around to look at me. He keeps staring out the window, wearing only his boxers. He seems so lost, so alone. I don't like seeing him like this. So instead of doing what he asked, I approach him and envelop us both in the sheet that was around me. When he feels my naked body at the back of him, he takes a big breath. You're a real pain in the ass. You know that? And you're a jerk, I reply, making him chuckle. Levi shakes his head. What am I going to do with you? I don't know. You have to decide. I can't keep playing this back and forth with you. This time I'm serious. I feel his body tense. I may have gone too far with what I said. But it had to be done. He let out a sigh. It's not easy for me, Tori. Then talk to me, don't shout me out. J.E. must be serious if he called me by my name instead of babe, which is rare for him. What do you want me to tell you? I found my ex-wife sleeping with her boss the day I buried my mother. It's not something I want to remember. He snaps. I don't reply to his outburst. I brush my lips to his shoulder to let him know I'm here for him. Levi lets out a deep breath. I can't believe what she did to him. Maybe that is why our paths crossed, because we understand each other's pain, me with Davis and Katie and him with his ex-wife. I promised myself I would never let another bitch destroy me like that, so I started using women for pleasers every night. Now it's my turn to tense. Is that all I am to him? I feel him turn to face me as he takes my chin to lift my head, to look me in the eye with a serious expression. But with you, it's different, I can't seem to stay away from you. And it scares the shit out of me. He says, brushing a lock of hair behind my ear and kissing my forehead. I love it when he's tender with me. But I'm not ready to label us yet. He keeps saying, I'm not asking you to marry me, Levi. I just want an assurance that you don't see other women while we see each other. Call us what you want. That's all I'm asking. Otherwise, what we have end. How about, for now, I'm yours, and you're mine with no one in between. Do we tell others? It's not their business to know. I want to keep you for myself for a while. Is that okay with you, babe? He brushes away a lock of hair behind my ear. If you're willing to change your ways for me, who am I to say no? When he smiles at me like that, I feel a butterfly in my stomach. Now let me show you what it means to be mine. He says, removing the sheets from us. Since I met Levi, I've been starting to come out of my shell and become a new version of myself, like I'm more fulfilled than before. I never experienced what I did with Levi when I was with Davis. I wonder if he's like this with Katie? Was I a goody two-shoes for him? Is that why he slept with Katie while I was with him? If that is the case, I'm glad I can experiment with Levi. I can't believe how quickly the week went by, and it's already Friday. I have a lunch date with Levi, but I can't make it. I'm going over the quizzes I gave the student this morning. I was surprised when he asked me for a lunch date. Okay, maybe he didn't say lunch date, but he was the one who suggested we see each other. I'm so lost in my work that I don't hear someone step into the room. I jump when I feel my chair turning around. Levi. You're going to give me a heart attack. I say as I put my hand on my chest and feel my heart racing. He chuckles at my reaction. I bite my lips nervously. I'm sorry, but I have to cancel our lunch date. I have too much work. Fudge, did I just say lunch date out loud? Levi reaches out to twirl one of my strands of hair between his fingers. Don't worry about our lunch date. I can think of something else to do instead. He smirks after his words. What does he have up his sleeve? And why am I nervous all of a sudden? He says nothing else as he begins to lift my skirt up to my thighs. Am I's widden, he can't be serious, can he? Levi, what are you doing? I say, panicking as I look to the door to make sure no one is looking through the window. That mischievous man had lowered the curtain when I wasn't looking. When I look at him to tell him what I think of his audacity, he's already on his knees. Then he brings his hands to each side of my thighs, grabs them firmly, and brings my body closer to him. Now be a good girl, babe. Spread those beautiful legs of yours, and let me have my lunch. I'm about to protest when I feel his mouth on me, giving me pleasure with his tongue, teeth, and lips. Oh, my God. I have to cover my mouth to keep from screaming. This jerk knows what he's doing. How am I going to face my student after what Levi is doing to me on this chair? One thing is certain. I will never look at this chair the same again. This experience will be imprinted on my mind forever. God, Tori, stop babbling. I put my hand over my mouth as the first heat hit me hard. I don't know how much time has passed. I'm so lost in the pleasure. Thanks for lunch, babe. It was divine, as I remember. He kisses me, and I'm sure it isn't just my cheeks that are red by now. My whole face feels on fire. How could I let this happen? Oh, right, I can't resist him. His eyes dance with humor. The jerk is smirking at me like he knows something I don't. I get up from my seat to adjust my skirt and panties as I see him approach the door. Wait a minute. Where are my panties? No, he wouldn't dare. I look at him while my eyes grow big as a saucer. Levi winks at me before he leaves the classroom. No. 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 He did not. Then I hear the notification of a new message. Thanks for the gift, babe. I'll treasure it, winking face. The jerk. I don't know how, but I managed to go on with my day going commando without showing how embarrassed I truly felt. As I walk towards my car, I hear someone shouting my name. When I turn around, I see Lily standing not far from me, and beside her is the jerk himself. If Levi dares to keep that smirk, I will gladly slap him, and I won't care if his sister is beside him. I was wondering if you wanted to do something tonight. The other day we didn't get a chance to get acquainted. If you're interested, Charlie and I are going out tonight, and we were wondering if you wanted to join us? Of course, I'll be there. Where to? A bar called Puzzles 13. That was the place I first met Levi. Lily looks at Levi. And yes, brother, before you ask, you can come too. One thing, though. Don't be all over the other women while I'm there. I can't say her comment didn't sting a little. When I see Levi looking at me, I know he knew it bothered me. Maybe more than it should have. Okay, I'll meet all of you there. I have a bit of a situation with my outfit. I'm sure my cheeks are red by now. I hear Levi chuckle at my comment. Jerk, it's all his fault. I'm glad. See you tonight. Lily smiles, leaving me alone with her brother. So, does this mean I can get another gift from you tonight? Levi exhales a small quiet laugh. I fold my arms in front of me. You can forget it. Tonight it's all about pants and no skirts. You can count on that. The nerve. I'm sure I'm red with embarrassment. Fudge, and to think right now. He has my panties somewhere on him. Levi laughs as his head throws back. He clears his throat, looking around to ensure we're alone before kissing my lips lightly, just enough for me to want more. I didn't intend to steal her panties, but once I saw them, I couldn't help myself. She must have done it on purpose. I was hard as soon as I saw them, red lace, my favorite kind. If that's what she wears for work, I can't wait to see what she wears for me tonight. It doesn't matter anyway, because they won't be on her for long once I have my way with her. Just to think about it, my pants are tightening. I'm starting to feel some fucking shit towards her that I haven't felt in a long damn time. She must be a witch or something to make me fall for her so easily. And there's no other explanation. I'm not ready to tell the word about us, but I'm not letting her go either. Tonight will be hard for me to be so close to her and not be able to touch her with my sister close by. I will have to restrain myself, but when I get her back to my place tonight, I'll take her all night long as I please. What did I just say? I've never brought a woman back to my place. I always do my business elsewhere. Guess for her. I'm willing to make an exception. She's definitely a witch. Here I am, sitting at the bar, whiskey in my hand, waiting for my girl and my sister. Levi, I just want to warn you Marcy is here. I choke on my whiskey when Jerry warns me. Can you wait till I finish before saying shit like that? I respond, coughing. Thanks for the info. Man, I add. Fuck, if she's here, she'll bug me all night. One night way before I met Tori, Marcy was here with her boyfriend, and he slapped her across the face in front of everyone. I didn't hesitate to punch him square in his jaw. I don't like fuckers who hurt women. Later on, she thanked me by giving me a blowjob in the men's bathroom. Who was I to say no? Maybe I should have because after that night, she hasn't left me the fuck alone. Ever since that night, I asked Jerry to warn me when she was here. Thank God I never slept with her. Hey, Levi. I turn around to see who is calling me. Great, I think I wouldn't prefer Marcy. Stuart. I only respond to that fucker. I haven't seen you these past few days, which is good for me. He smirks at me. Who is he trying to impress? I don't have time to respond when someone else speaks to me. So there you are, Levi. Are you hiding for me? Great, that, Marcy. My two favorite people, I think to myself sarcastically. She doesn't hesitate for a moment before she glues her body to me. What do you think you're doing? I ask as I push her away from me. What do you say we go back to the bathroom? And I suck that beautiful cock of yours? She whispers to me so Stuart can't hear her. I don't have time to reject her when suddenly Tori is beside me. She looks at Marcy and then at me. I hope she doesn't think what I think she thinks. Hey babe, do you want to join me for tonight? Did she just use her nickname on me? I smile at her. I don't hesitate as I grab her wrist to bring her closer to me. I kiss the hell out of her to prove a point to Marcy. Fuck, did I kiss Tori in front of my sister? I look around after breaking the kiss. Don't worry. They aren't here yet. She tells me as if she just read my mind. Jerry, why don't you give the beautiful lady beside me a scotch and soda? As I say this, Tori elbows me playfully. I smack her but in return. But Levi, I thought I was your girl. Marcy whines. Shit, can't she leave me alone already? What's your name? Tori asks her. Marcy. She answers as she places her hands on her hips and pushes out her breasts. She's lucky I don't hit women because she's getting on my last nerve. Stuart, did you meet Marcy yet? Maybe you can use your charms on her tonight? Tori turns to face Marcy again. You see this man? She points at me. He is mine. So back off before I make you. Tori has fire in her eyes as she warns Marcy. It's the first I've seen Tori like this. It's fucking hot to see my woman claim me like that. Come, Levi, it's time for us to leave. She takes the drink Jerry made her before she grabs my hand and drags me away from the bar. I'm not usually the kind to follow, but right now, I don't give a fuck. While she walks in front of me, I can see that she's wearing tiny shorts, her legs exposed to me, and what an ass. Great, now I have a hard-on. Is she trying to get back at me because I borrowed her panties this morning? The little minx. She'll pay for this. Okay, I didn't borrow them, I stole them. I sit right beside her and don't waste a moment as I place my hand on her thigh, caressing it lightly. What are you doing? What if your sister sees you? She asks. Shocked. You weren't afraid earlier when you kissed me at the bar. That was different. She protests. Same here, babe, I say as I put more pressure on her thigh, getting closer to her entrance. Just enough to make her squeal. Something wrong, babe? I ask sarcastically. She starts mumbling to herself, and I hear her call me a jerk for the 100th time, making me smile a little. I love teasing her, it's so easy. Two can play that game, babe, I whisper in her ear as I feel her body shiver a little. I look around and notice my sister and Charlie enter the bar. When Tori sees them, she leans towards me and whispers in my ear. Too bad that your sister is already here because maybe, just maybe, I'm commando under my shorts, pretty boy. Oh, she's definitely going to pay for that tonight, I think as I growl at her. Oh my god. Why the fudge did I say that to him? I'm certainly not going commando down there. It took me a lot of courage to wear these tiny shorts I have right now. Just because I wanted to get back at him. But by the way he's looking at me right now, I think I made the situation worse, me and my big mouth. As I look over at Lily and Charlie approaching us, my eyes land on the bar. And I notice that Marcy girl is staring at me as Stuart tries to seduce her. I smile, waving my hand at her to point out that I have Levi, and she doesn't. Why the heck is wrong with me? I'm not a possessive person. I can't claim him as my own. We don't use boyfriend and girlfriend, and his sister doesn't even know about us. What did I get myself into? You're already here, Lily says as she looks at her brother and me. I hope he didn't give you too much trouble. She says, pointing to Levi. Nope, perfect gentleman, this one, I answer as I laugh a little. Well, that's a first, Charlie replies. You want to rephrase that? Clown. Levi says as Lily kisses his cheeks. Honey, can you bring me a pina colada from the bar, please? Lily asks Charlie. He nods and walks towards the bar. Lily glares at Levi. Can you please stop calling him that? I hate it when you do. Her brother arches his brows. Do you prefer pussy? I didn't invite you tonight so that you can insult my boyfriend. Levi. Lily scolds him. Whatever. He replies as he replaces his hand on my thigh, making me choke on my drink. Tori, are you all right? I hear Lily asks me. Yeah. I manage to say as I try to regain my voice and posture and remove his hand simultaneously. But no such luck. Here you go, sweetie, Charlie says to Lily as he gives her her drink. Levi looks at the drink Charlie chooses for himself. A cosmopolitan, really, Charlie? Am I the only man at this table? He sips on his whiskey. Shaking his head. You make it so easy. He adds. Stop being an ass already, Levi. Lily snaps at him. Relax, sis, I'm only teasing. Right, Charlie boy? So, how long have you known each other? I ask Lily as I point to her and Charlie trying to change the subject before it gets out of hand. About 4 years now. She answers. Something doesn't add up. I see the sadness in her eyes when Lily answers like it's a sad memory or something. I wonder why. I'm about to ask her when suddenly I see her smiling. I love this song, Tori. Come and dance with me. Leave the boys behind. It's not their cup of tea. I don't have time to reply as she takes my hand and leads me to the dance floor. I turn my head at Levi to help me, but like always, he's only smirking. Jerk. You sure it's a good idea to leave those two alone with what went on earlier? If my brother knows what's best for him, he won't go on. Besides, Charlie's a good friend to him. Enough about them. Let's dance. She goes in front of me and starts to dance not long after. I begin to follow her lead. It's funny, I don't know her that well, but I feel like we're going to be good friends without even trying. I close my eyes and lose myself in the song as I move my body to the beat. A little sweat begins to form on my forehead. I open my eyes when suddenly, I feel someone stepping into my personal bubble. Hey, sweet cheeks, want to dance? A random blonde guy asks me. I take a few steps away from him as I shake my head. No, but thanks. I search for Lily and find her standing right next to me. Maybe she is close in case I need her help. I feel relieved when I see the guy lose interest and move to the girls next to us. I think I need a break from dancing. For now, I'm going to go join the boys, I warn her as I start to walk toward them. When my eyes land on Levi, I see his expression isn't as soft as before I went dancing. It was like he was ready to strike. Did he see what happened with that blonde guy? Is he possessive towards me? No, it can't be that, can it? Lily, I have something to ask you. Charlie says suddenly, making us all turn to him. He seems nervous all of a sudden. We met on one of your saddest days in an awkward situation. Remember? Your eyes were full of tears. And you didn't know where you were going. You ended up in the men's bathroom, knocking at me while I was trying to button my pants. Anyway, one thing led to another, and you started to laugh. It's still the most beautiful laugh I've ever heard, and I knew I had to have you. He moves closer to her as he talks and takes both of her hands. Honey, you know how much I love you. And I already asked your brother for his blessing because he's the most important person in your life, and I couldn't do it without it. So here it is. Will you marry me? Make me the happiest man on this earth. And say yes. He says as he opens a little box to show her a ring. Lily can't contain her emotions any longer and jumps into Charlie's arms, crying with happiness. Yes, you fool. I'll marry you. She hugs him with all her might, and then she lets go of him and throws herself into her brother's arms. I'm happy for you. You deserve to be happy. I don't say it much. But Charlie's a good man. Levi lets off his sister, and to everyone's surprise, he hugs Charlie and congratulates him. Keep her safe, or you'll deal with me. He warns him. There is the Levi I know. After congratulating them, I decided to go to the bathroom and let them be. For once, there's no line to the ladies' room. I wash my hands after doing my business, and my cell phone starts to ring. When I look at who it is, I don't answer. My mother has to learn about my boundaries, so I let it go to voicemail. As I open the door, a hand goes over my mouth and drags me back into the bathroom. Levi. What the hell is wrong with you? Scaring me like that. I speak even if his hand is still covering my mouth. My stupid cell rings again. Not now, mother, I think to myself. You like teasing me, don't you? I'm dying to see if you're going commando, as you said. I can't wait any longer. Is he serious right now? Here, of all places. No, he can forget it. Levi, be reasonable. Not here. I try to reason with him. I stopped being reasonable when I met you, babe. He says as he backs me up until I hit the wall behind me. You and I both know you can't resist me. Be realistic, babe. He leans down to me, kissing my neck. For the third time, my fudging cell starts to ring. Let me just answer this, or it won't stop ringing, I say as I kiss him. Boundaries, mother, we talked about this. I snap at her. I know I'm being harsh, but she has to learn. Tori, it's your father. My mother warns me. Daddy? When my mother called me to announce that my father had been in a car accident and that he was in the hospital, my night with Levi and the others ended there. I wanted to hit the road immediately. But Levi persuaded me not to. He told me it wasn't a good idea to drive because of my emotional state and that I should wait until morning. To my surprise, he offered to take me there so he wouldn't have to worry about me driving alone. It seemed to calm him when I didn't argue but accepted because deep down, I knew he was right. I asked him if it was okay to miss work for a couple of days, and he only replied he didn't give a fucking shit. His words, not mine. All that mattered to him was my security, and the only way he knew I would be okay was for him to drive me all the way there. How can I be so lucky to have him in my life when I need him the most? It's beyond me. Babe, are you all right? Levi asks me as he drives, pulling me out of my thoughts. I don't know. All I want right now is to get there and see my father. I say before putting my hand on my mouth to prevent crying. While Levi keeps his eyes on the road, he reaches for my hand, squeezing it. The important thing right now is that he's alive. I know how you feel, babe, trust me. Were you in this kind of situation with your father? How stupid of me to ask. Of course, he knows. He lost his mother. He doesn't respond but pulls his hand away from mine. Fudge, did I say something wrong? My father died in a car accident when I was 10. He says after a while. Stupid, Tori, stupid. I'm so sorry. I reach for his hand, and thankfully he doesn't pull away. Levi shakes his head. It was a long time ago. You didn't know. Come on, babe, sleep a little. You didn't sleep well last night. I lean towards him and kiss his cheek for his kindness. He turns his head towards me and beats me to it, giving me a peck on the lips. I lean my head towards the car window to try to sleep a little. Before I fall asleep, Levi brings my hand to his lips, leaving a kiss on my skin. I smile at his gesture. I wake from my slumber while rubbing my eyes and stretching my body on the bed. A bed? The realization hit me hard as I'm wide awake now. I sit up on the bed and look around me. Oh, I'm in my old room at my parents' house. How the heck did I get here, and where's Levi? I get up to leave my room as I look for him. When I go down the stairs, I hear noises from the living room. Levi? Mom? I say when I see them sitting together on the couch, looking at photo albums. Wait a minute, what photo albums? Which one? Now I'm very awake. Mom, what are you doing with those? I say, panicking as I point at them. Honey, I'm just showing some souvenirs from when you were little to your boyfriend here. Boyfriend? Did she say boyfriend? I look at Levi to see if he's going to correct her, but he says nothing, not a single word. He's just sitting there smirking at me. It's like he enjoys seeing me like this. Jerk. Please don't give him another reason to tease you. That's it, nice and easy. How come we're already here? I ask. The last thing I remember was falling asleep in Levi's car. I took your cell phone from your purse to call your mother, and I told her we were coming. With the help of the GPS, I knew where I was going. I wanted you to sleep as much as possible. God, I love you, Levi. What? The realization hits me, it hits me hard. But now is not the time to dwell on this. I have to focus on the reason we are here. I have to think of my father. I will have time to panic later. I can't believe I love Levi. Concentrate, Tori. I snap at myself. When can we go and see Dad? I ask my mother, trying to avoid looking at Levi. If I do, I'm scared he'll see right through me and how I feel about him. We were waiting for you to wake up. Levi was kind enough to keep me company until you woke up. I see Mother approves of him, which I'm grateful for. Let me get my purse, and we're good to go. My mother says as she walks into the kitchen. Are you all right, babe? Levi asks when he's beside me. Peachy keen. I answer, avoiding his eyes, his beautiful gray eyes. Peachy keen? What kind of answer is that? I think to myself when I realize what I said. Ugh, sometimes I embarrass myself. You sure? He asks again. Uh-huh, I answer as I smile at him so he won't get more suspicious than he already is. Fudge, I don't think it worked the way he's looking at me suspiciously. Okay, I'm ready to go. My mother says suddenly when she's beside us. For once, I'm happy about my mother's interruption. On the way to the hospital, we didn't speak much. We just listened to the music on the radio. At the hospital, Levi decided to wait for me in the waiting room. He said it was a family matter, and he would see me afterwards. When I step into the room where my father is resting, I'm happy to see that he's awake. I run to his side and hug him as hard as I can. My emotions are so upside down that I can contain my tears any longer. Tori? But what are you doing here? Rose. Didn't I tell you not to disturb her? You're my father. I had to come. Oh, darling, but it's only some bumps and bruises. They've kept me here just for observation. We talked for a while. And after, I decided to let my parents be and went to join Levi to see if he wanted to grab a coffee. He holds my hand and starts to walk with me when suddenly I hear someone calling my name. Tori? I turn to see who called my name. Fudge. I definitely didn't need to see him again. Davis. When I saw her expression after her phone call, I knew it was bad news. I took her in my arms and asked her why she was so sad all of a sudden. She told me it was her mother calling to tell her her father had been in a car accident. As she said, the memories of when I was 10 returned to the surface as I remembered my father's death. Then she tried to get out of my hold because she wanted to leave immediately to see her father. And she had a long way to go. I finally persuaded her to let me take her, so I wouldn't have to worry about her well-being. It wasn't a good idea for her to drive at this time of night and in her condition. As I watch her sleep, her head against the car window, I remove my hand from her knee and grab her purse to use her cell phone. Mine was currently running the GPS to help guide me. Tori, sweetie, so glad you called. A woman starts to talk on the other side of the phone. Mrs. Summer, my name is Levi Salazar, your daughter's boyfriend. There it is. I said it. I can't deny what we are to each other any longer. Except your sister. My conscience tells me in the back of my mind. We're actually on the way to your house. The thing is, your daughter didn't sleep well last night, and she's resting at the moment. Is it all right if I bring her to your house to let her rest a while? I keep saying. Ah, so you're the famous football coach where my daughter works. And you say you're traveling all this way with her? I'm at the hospital, but I can be home in an hour. She says to me. Perfect. Thank you, Mrs. Summer. See you soon. Please. Call me Rose and see you soon. She says as she hangs up. So her mother knows about me. I shouldn't be shocked. She's her mother, of course, she knows. As I look at Tori while she's sleeping, I realize that I'm becoming the man I once was, but only for her to see. When I park the car outside the address in my GPS, I see an older version of Tori come out of the house. I open the door to get out and greet Tori's mother. Once the introductions are done, I walk around the car and pick Tori up into my arms, still sleeping. Instantly, Tori envelopes her arms around my neck. resting her head on my shoulder. Follow me. I'll show you to her room so you can put her on the bed, she says as she starts walking and opens the door for me to enter. Once in her room, her mother leaves me alone with her daughter. I walk towards the bed and delicately lay Tori on the bed so I don't wake her. I look at her beautiful face and brush away some hair that was on her face. I can't help myself, and I kiss her forehead. Sleep well, babe, I whisper over her skin. I love you, Levi. She mumbles in her sleep. What? I look at her, shocked, and to my surprise, I know I feel the same way about her. The thought makes me smile. I love you too, babe, but next time we will tell each other properly. That's a promise. I kiss her once more and leave her room. But not before turning back and glancing at her once more. Fuck, did I just say what I think I said? As I walk through the hallway, I see pictures of Tori when she was a little on the walls. She hasn't changed much over the years. She was 6 years old on that one, Rose tells me when she sees me snooping. Come with me. I have more to show you. I can hear the pride in her voice. Why not? It's not like I have anything better to do. Where are my manners? Would you like some coffee or tea? She asks as we walk into the living room. Coffee would be great. Thank you. Is Tori an only child? I ask as I look through more pictures. No, when she was 2, I delivered a little boy. He had a heart condition and died a month later at the hospital. His name was Matthew, but we called him Maddie. It was easier for Tori to call him that. I clear my throat. I'm sorry. Nothing to be sorry about. You didn't know, and besides, it was a long time ago. When someone asks me about my children, I can't deny him. I can't say that I have an only child. He existed. She continues. Levi? Mom. I hear Tori speak as I look at a photo album her mother gave me. After I explained to Tori how we got here, I saw her expression change a little. Does she remember what she said to me while she was sleeping? I wonder as I look at her. She must have noticed that I didn't believe her when Tori told me she was fine because she changed the subject by asking when we could see her father in the hospital. I decided to let her go and see her father alone. It was a family thing. Besides, I don't think her father will be happy if the first time we meet is like this when he's vulnerable. It wouldn't be a great first impression, especially if he wants to warn me not to hurt his only daughter. What father wouldn't do that? When I watch her walk away from me with her mother, I make a promise to myself that I will fight to keep her at my side. When we return, I'll tell my sister the truth about us, no more hiding. After a while, I see Tori walking towards me with a smile on her lips. Do you want to grab some coffee with me? She asks. I nod and take her hand as we start to walk away when I hear someone calling her name. Tori? Davis. She only replies as her hold on my hand tightens a little. I look at her and then at him. So this is the fucker who hurt my woman. Is this a fudging coincidence? Is the universe against me again? I can't believe this. The same day I went to see my father at the hospital. He has to be here too. But why is he here? Do I dare ask? Is it my place to know? No, it isn't anymore. I can finally say I'm done with this part of my life, all because I have this wonderful man beside me. Try and touch her. See what happens. I hear Levi warn Davis, interrupting my thoughts. As I look at Davis, I notice that he has tried to reach for me. Instantly, I bring my body closer to Levi. Davis then takes a few steps back. He looks from me to Levi and lowers his eye to our joined hands. You got a problem? Levi asks Davis, annoyed at him for staring for too long. Oh boy, maybe I should do something to ease the tension here. Levi, this is Davis, Levi. I introduce them as I point between them. That was my grand plan to ease the situation. Good job, Tori, good job. I slap myself mentally when I realize what I did. Nice to meet you, Levi, Davis says, but I can tell he isn't sincere. What's his problem? Likewise, Dick, was it? And he's no better. It's Davis. He replies bitterly. Oh. My mistake. Dick. I'm sorry, but who do you think you are? Davis asks Levi. You mean it's not obvious? Well, let me put this so you can fucking understand, I'm her man. Need more? I am her boyfriend. So back the fuck off and stay the hell away. Levi warns Davis as he points at him. Did he say boyfriend? Afterwards, Levi starts to walk away from Davis, dragging me with him. Tori, Katie has a miscarriage. That's why we're here. I wanted to let you know if you wanted to see her. Davis rushes to say before I'm out of earshot. I stop in my tracks and look at Levi. Then at the ground, thinking about what to do with this information. Maybe if I go and see her, I can put this whole shenanigan behind me and never look back. But do I want to open the door to the past and let it consume me once more? No. It can't, because I have a new life now and a man that I love. I have to do this so I can finally turn the page and begin a new part of my life. Where is she? I ask, irritated by this whole situation. Even if I agreed to go and see her, it doesn't mean I'm happy about it. I may be ready to go past that, but I'll never forget their betrayal. I will do this for myself, so in the future, I won't regret my decision. Great, follow me. She'll be happy, so happy to see you. He says to me after I accept. Don't get ahead of yourself. I won't stay long. I have better things to do. I will definitely not tell them why I am here. They don't need the details. I heard what happened to your father. I hope he's all right. Fuck, I forgot it's a small town. It's none of your fucking business. Levi says to Davis. I could hear the bitterness in his voice. Levis is right, Davis, we don't need small talk if you really must know he's okay, but that's all I'll tell you, nothing more. I say as we walk towards Katie's room. Tori? Katie asks, looking at me shocked. I feel Levi beside me, leaning toward me. I'll wait outside for you, babe. He looks to Davis and then to Katie. If you need me, call me. That is all he says before leaving me with two people who once betrayed me. So, who was that? Katie dares to ask. Oh no, I didn't come here for this. No, sir. None of your damn business. I didn't come here for that. I snap at her. Katie looks at me, shocked, maybe because she has never heard me talk like that. I think a little of Levi's bitterness has rubbed off on me. I think as I look to the door where Levi just left. So why are you here then? To gloat or something because I lost the baby we conceived by cheating on you? Is that it? Katie asks, looking at me angrily. As I look at Katie, I take 3 deep breaths to calm my nerves so I don't lose my shit. Look at that. Levi is starting to imprint on me. No, Katie, I didn't come here to gloat. I'm not that kind of person. I just wanted to tell you how sorry I am for what happened to you. No mother should endure that, however, was conceived. I just wanted to tell you that I forgive you both. It's not good for a person to endure negativity towards others. I explain. Thank you, Tori, it's very kind of you, Katie says as she begins to cry. To my surprise, I go to her and take her in my arms. In turn, she envelopes her arms around me and starts to cry even harder. Thankfully, Davis stays where he is. Do you think we could be friends again? I've missed you since you left. She looks at me with pleading eyes. In a way, I missed her too. We were friends for so long. She even helped me when I panicked after Davis and I slept together for the first time. She was there for the good and the bad. Even so, it didn't stop her from betraying me with Davis. I don't think I can pass that. No, I'm sure I can't. She did the unthinkable. I'm sorry, Katie. I said that I forgive you, but I can't forget what you did, either of you. Now silence falls. You could hear a pin drop in the room. Am I wrong here? On her worst day, I finally found release. The burden I have been carrying on my shoulder after all this time has ultimately disappeared. I'm sorry, but I have to go now, I announced to both of them. I must go back to see if my father is ready to be released. So that's the reason you came to see me, not because you wanted to see me, but to tell me that and feel better after? What a great friend you turned out to be. Katie says as her lips tremble. Do you think I'm like that, Katie? By the way, we stopped being friends the day you slept with him. The only thing was I didn't know for 2 years. I'm starting to regret coming here. I think it would be best if you leave Tori, Davis says without looking at me. I look at both of them for one last time before I leave the room. I can finally say that this drama is behind me. I look at Levi, who's sitting on one of the chairs, looking up at me. You ready to go, babe? I look one last time at the door behind me. I nod, and we walk away, finally leaving the past behind me. I'm so happy right now. My father got released from the hospital and was back at my parents' house. True to his word, Levi stayed away from my father until he got released. While my mother and I collected my father so he could finally get out of there. Levi went to get his car so we could bring my father home. The first encounter between my father and Levi went pretty much as I suspected. My father stands from the wheelchair the nurse was pushing when he sees Levi standing by his car. My Rose told me all about you. How you brought our daughter all the way here and how you were kind to both of them. I'm happy my daughter found someone like you after what she has been through. That said, if you hurt her, I won't think twice about coming after you and beating the shit out of you. He looks at Levi with predatory eyes to warn him that he doesn't joke around. Is that what you did to the other douche when he broke her heart? Levi isn't a man who likes to be threatened by anyone. My father smirks. Oh, trust me, boy, he got what he deserved. I shake my head. Dad, what did you do? Your mother beat me to it when she slapped him right across the face a week after you left. He came by because he wanted to know where you were. I look at my mother with shocking expectations. Trust me, my mouth is wide open, probably hanging on the floor, while Levi only chuckles. I like your parents. He whispers afterwards. After eating, my mother and my father decided to go out and celebrate. Levi and I are alone at my parents' house, in my old room. I'm suddenly nervous, and I don't know why. Maybe because we're at my parents' house where I grew up. I know it doesn't make sense, but that's how I feel. As I sit on my bed and look at it, I once again don't know why memories of that night, the first time with Davis, come back to haunt me. Maybe it's because I saw him today. Ugh, what a waste of time that was. Then my eyes land on Levi, and something awakens in me, and an idea emerges in my head. What if I jump his bones right here? So I can have a new memory on this bed and erase the memories of the past to make new ones. Why are you looking at me like that, babe? He asks when he sees me staring at him longer than necessary. What, I can't stare at my man? I ask innocently. No, that's not what I'm saying. Keep it up and see what happens. Promises, promises. I'm about to say more when Levi jumps from his seat and starts to kiss me hungrily. Yeah, lover, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, Levi. Yes. I rejoice in his arms. It's been so long since I was inside you, babe. Let's try something new for a change. Whatever you want, I'm fudging yours. I keep saying in my head. He urgently takes off my clothes and pushes me towards the bed. I let myself fall without fighting. Be a good girl for me, babe. I want you on all fours, now. He orders me as he looks at me with those beautiful gray eyes of his. I was nervous before, but now I'm really shy about exposing myself to him like this. It's the first time I've been in this position. That's when the words goody two-shoes start repeating in my head. Like a disc stuck on repeat. That's enough. I'm not like that. I don't want to be like that, which gives me the strength and will to do it. That's when I feel him lean above me with that muscular naked body of his. Let's see how ready you are for me, babe. He doesn't wait long as he slides his shaft inside me with one big thrust. Yes. Yes, love, don't freaking stop. I moan like a maniac. Fudge. Fudge. Fuck. He's so deep inside me I can't contain myself anymore as my moans become louder and louder as he keeps slamming inside me. Fuck yes I do, I totally do. I grunt with disappointment when he suddenly pulls out of me. Did I do something wrong? I can't stop wondering. He then flips me over, so we are face to face. He doesn't wait around long as he positions himself between my thighs and penetrates me with one thrust yet again. I want to see your face when you come. Don't forget to scream my name when you do. Fudging fuck, if he keeps this up, it won't take long for me to come. I can't take this anymore. My body is on fire. I'm coming. I'm coming. Levi. I scream his name as I can't contain myself anymore, looking into his eyes. He brings one of my legs to rest on his shoulder and leans forward. Going faster and deeper, if it's even possible. I love you, babe. He says as he pushes into me one last time before I feel his seed spread inside me. We look into each other's eyes as we try to get our breath back. I feel our hearts beating together, beating as one. I bring my hand over his face, caressing his beard tenderly. I love you too, love. He smiles down at me, not a smirk he gets when he's a jerk, but a big genuine smile. He then leans towards me and kisses me, his tongue invading my mouth. He picks me up in his arms and carries me into the adjoined bathroom. I smile as I look at my bed. A towel around my body, while water drips from my hair. When I look at it now, only good memories invade my mind as the old ones are erased. I feel Levi's arms circle my waist. I lean my body into him, so we're as glued together as possible. Were you serious when you told me you love me? I ask when the memories of his confession come back to me. He removes some of the hair that's around my neck and begins to kiss the side of my neck tenderly. You can bet on it. I turn around to see him as I bring both of my hands to his cheeks. Tell me again. Levi smiles. I love you, babe. I love you too, my handsome jerk. What? My sister asks, choking after I told her I was seeing Tori. I'm fucking glad that we aren't at work right now, but in my apartment, or everyone would have known my business. Although Mrs. Rosenberg above must have heard Lily screaming. Hold on, hold on. So does this mean that my big brother stopped being a big slut? Who ate you, and what did you do with my brother? She can't stop laughing as she speaks. Watch it. I warn her. Or what? You don't scare me. My sister looks at me with challenging eyes. If she weren't my little sister, whom I love so much, she would know what I think of her remark. Joking aside, how does it make you feel to be with someone more than once? And most importantly, how did all this happen? Does she know what you did with all those women? Lily never approved of what I became after my divorce from Darla. It's been around 5 or 6 years now since that happened. I don't fucking care who's counting. I certainly didn't stop to count how many women I slept with. Now I have Tori. And that's all that matters. Funny thing, after we slept together, I told her I wasn't a commitment kind of guy, and look at us now. Who knew? I certainly didn't. What's with all these questions? I'm not one of your friends who shares my feelings. And you know that? Come on. It's a big deal for you, Levi, and I want to know how it makes you feel after all this time. Don't be a party pooper. TCH, she's persistent when she wants to be. You can forget it. I stand my ground. You're no fun, Levi. Never said I was, I reply with a smirk, knowing I've won this round. Then I hear someone knocking at the door. Oh shit. You expecting someone, brother? It's her turn to smirk. Oh, fuck. I pin my eyes at her. Lily, don't even think about it. I'm warning you. That doesn't do the trick because she gets off the couch and runs at the door before I can even make a single move. Tori. Lily shouts with a little too much enthusiasm when she opens the door. So close, so damn close. That's it. I'm a fuck up, a real fuck up. I mumble as I rub my eyes with annoyance. Hello, Lily. Tori manages to say while being dragged to the couch by Lily. Lily, I warn her. What? Oh, come on, you can smooch after I'm gone. She then turns to look at Tori like she's her next prey. So Tori, you and my brother, what's up with that? Lily, I think it's time for you to go. Your fiancé must be waiting for you or something. I say annoyingly. I love my sister. I do, but she's getting on my last nerve. Okay, geez. Call me later, and we'll talk more, okay? Without my brother's interference. Lily says to Tori as she walks through the door, without even saying goodbye to me. When I ensure she's gone, I step in front of Tori and pinch her chin to lift her head towards me so I can kiss her properly. Hey babe, sorry about my sister. It's okay. I love your sister. She says, giggling a little. I leave a peck on her lips, and as I lean toward her, she lies more on the couch. I start to crawl above her, and that's when my cell starts to ring. Can't people stop interfering when I'm trying to fuck my woman? TCH fucking disturbance. Her giggles change to laughter as I look at her. I smile a little, but when I see who's calling, my smile immediately drops as I sit on the other side of the sofa, leaving Tori's side. Can't she leave me the fuck alone? I snap at my phone. Tori looks at me with concern when she senses the surrounding atmosphere change. I don't answer and let it go to voicemail. I don't need her to ruin my evening with Tori. The phone rings again. What a bitch. I'm sorry, babe. If I don't get this, she won't leave me the fuck alone. And the phone won't stop ringing. Who is it? Tori asks as my phone continues ringing. My fucking crazy ex-wife, I say as I rub the back of my neck. Oh, do you want me to leave you alone so you can talk to her? I see the concern in her eyes. No, of course not, I reply without hesitation. What do you fucking want, Darla? Can't you take the hint that I don't want to talk to you ever again? I answer as I take Tori's hand to show her where my allegiance lies. Enough is enough, Levi. I know you still love me. After our divorce, you went from one woman to another, and you are still single. That's the proof that you still want me. Come and claim me so we can finally be happy. Darla, your fucking obsession with getting back together has to stop, and for your information, I am in a relationship. Isn't that right, babe? Fuck, what did I just do? I ask myself as I look at Tori. Yep, I fucked up, really fucked up. I hang up on Darla and go straight to Tori's side. What the hell was that, Levi? Exposing me to her like that? She snaps at me. She is so beautiful when she's angry. Focus, for fuck's sake, Levi. As I step closer to her, she backs away from me. Do you still love her? Is that why you still talk to her? She asks, and I can hear the struggle in her voice. Don't be ridiculous, Tori. I'm not your fucking ex who's going to sleep around. My eyes widen at the realization of what I said. Fuck, what the fuck is wrong with me tonight? Why did I fucking say that? Damn temper. Damn pride. That's a low blow, Levi, a real low blow to expose my past like that to my face. I see tears appear in her eyes. Fuck. That's it. That was the last straw with Darla. I thought I could handle her and all her crap just because I wanted to prove to myself that I wasn't scared to handle her. But now, seeing Tori distraught like this because of my frustration towards my fucking ex. I'm definitely cutting her off this time. No, this is on me. If I hadn't answered Darla's stupid call, none of this would have happened. I have to apologize to Tori. She doesn't need to deal with my ex. Until now, you were a jerk, Levi, but now, you're a real asshole. I need some air. That's all she says as she steps away from me and leaves my apartment. Fuck. 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 I can only blame myself for this. I can't believe what just happened. Things were going so well up until a few minutes ago. I can't face him right now, not after what he said to me. Stupid jerk. Now, where do I go? I don't want to go home. That's the first place he'll look for me. An idea pops into my head, so I grab my cell and start to dial. What did my dear brother do this time? Was this a good idea? I'm wondering as Lily answers her phone. Maybe it was a mistake. I shouldn't have called. I'm about to hang up when I hear her speak. Lily snorts. Are you kidding me? I love hearing gossip about my brother. It's refreshing to know he's not perfect. She's funny. I laugh at her comment. Come to my place. Charlie just left to run an errand. We can talk more about what an asshole my brother can sometimes be. She says with a malicious voice. As if I'm ready to reveal his deepest, darkest secrets. She tries to persuade me even more to join her by giving me her home address. I finally cave and begin to head over there. If he wants to find me, let's see how much time it takes him, and I'll judge if he's earned my forgiveness. It may be childish, but right now, I don't fudging care. As I pull up in front of a vintage house, I walk to the front door and ring the bell, and then I hear a dog barking. Tori, I'm so glad you came, Lily says as she lets me inside. Then I see a beautiful black pit bull with blue eyes ruining towards us. Lady, sit. Lily orders her dog with a firm voice, and the dog obeys immediately. Lily rewards her for listening. It's sad to think that others misunderstand those breeds of dogs. I think with a good trainer and the right environment, they can be wonderful family dogs. Go and sit on the sofa. I'll be right back with the good wine for us to drink while you spill the beans. What the fudge am I doing here? It's his sister, for crying out loud. I don't have the right to be here. What if he'll be mad at me for coming to his sister? I think for a while as I sit in the living room. I hear my ringtone on my cell. I go through my purse and catch it. Surprisingly, it's Judy calling me. I haven't talked to her since my supposed wedding day. I wonder what she wants. I let it go to voicemail. Now isn't the time to speak with her. I'll call her later. Lady decides to join me and sits right in front of me. I learned that it's best not to look a dog in the eyes when they don't know you. I decided to stay still. Not long after, Lady comes closer to me, places her nose on one of my legs and starts to smell my scent as she goes up and down. Lady. Carpet. Now. She obeys immediately without giving Lily any trouble. So let's hear what my stupid brother did this time. She asks as she pours 2 glasses of wine and hands me one. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought, I think while I taste the first drop in my mouth. While I'm ready to open my mouth to speak, we hear the door open. For a split second, I think Levi's at the door who found me. "Sweetie, I'm home," Charlie announces himself, and Lady goes to welcome him. "In here," Lily responds. He walks towards us and sits beside Lily, kisses her cheek and wraps his arm around her shoulder. "Baby, I love you, don't take this personally, but go play with your computer or something and leave us be. Can you take Lady with you, please?" He looks at me and then at Lily. "Levi?" he asks. "Levi." She replies to confirm why I'm here. "Tori, how are you?" he asks as he acknowledges my presence. I smile at him. "Great, you?" "Can't complain." "Come, girl," he says to Lady as he walks through the house hallway with Lady on his tail. "Sorry about that, Tori. You can start talking now." Lily turns to me once we're alone again. As I said, when I first met Lily, I had a good impression of her, so it doesn't surprise me when I tell her everything that went on between Levi and me. She doesn't say anything. She waits until I'm done talking. "Look, I don't want to tell you what to do, and I know my brother, he didn't mean what he said to you. It was just in the heat of the moment. You have to know that Darla can bring out the worst in him, and up until now, I was afraid of the oath my brother took after his divorce. All of that changed when he met you, and because of you. He's becoming the man he was before all of that. Okay, maybe not completely because, let's face it, he's damn stubborn sometimes." Lily shakes her head as she says the last part. "TCH, look who's talking," Levi says as he is suddenly in the same room as us. "Levi?" Once again, Levi succeeded in making my heart literally stop. Fudge, I'm in trouble now. No. Wait, he's the one in trouble. He looks at me as if he sees right through me and can read my mind. He steps closer to me, but before he's in front of me, I get up from my seat. I'm curious to see what he'll do next. "I'm sorry," he says as he kisses one of my cheeks. "I'm sorry," he says as he kisses the other cheek. "I'm sorry." This time he kisses my nose. By this point, I'm smiling like a fool. He keeps it up as he kisses my eyes and chin. "Please forgive me, babe," he says one last time as he kisses my forehead lightly. "So you found me?" I reply to him. "I did." He then kisses my lips, and I let him. All I needed from him was to find me. "Now, babe, it's time for us to go back to my place so I can finally fuck you properly," he says without blinking an eye. "Levi," I shout as I slap his shoulder. As usual, the jerk gives me his signature smirk. Jerk. 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 "Brother, forget what I said earlier. You are still a big slut," Lily says disgustingly. He laughs as he takes my hand and drags me with him. I turn my head towards Lily and mouth sorry as Levi leads me to the doors. "Mr. Lockwood, Miss Parker, a word, please," I say to both of them before they leave the classroom. Miss Parker doesn't hesitate to listen to me. Mr. Lockwood, on the other hand, is rolling his eyes, and I can tell from his expression he's not happy about it as he sighs at the same time they take their seats. Ever since that day, Levi has put him in his place. He hasn't given me any more trouble, for which I'm grateful for it. I go in front of my desk and lean onto it. It's come to my knowledge that Mr. Lockwood here has had some difficulty with his homework. I see he doesn't like my comment. I don't blame him. And Miss Parker is passing without difficulty. I see their faces change. They must be suspicious of what I have in store for them. Oh boy, this won't be easy for either of them. So I gathered you two here to suggest that Miss Parker helps you with your studies. Before you say anything, Mr. Lockwood, I talked to the principal and Mr. Salazar, and they've given me the green light on this. Because if you don't excel, you'll be dropped from the football team until you do. Wait a minute. You want me to spend time with her? She's not even in my league. She's a nobody. He dares say as he points at her. Mr. Lockwood, this time, you've gone too far. I'll be very surprised if Miss Parker agrees to help you after this. You could always turn to your friends. But I doubt you want them to know your real business, yours, that is. I look at him with a severe expression. I know I'm not as impressive as Levi, but I can manage my own if I want to. I see him thinking about my suggestion. He didn't like my last comment. Fine, whatever. Where? He finally decides. Oh, that's for you two to decide, but I suggest you start with an apology because without her help, you'll be in big trouble, young man. Now go on, and good luck. My last comment was meant for Miss Parker. Hey, Lily, do you know where your brother is? I have his lunch with me. You mean you made his lunch? Sometimes I think you're too good for my brother. Have you looked in his office? Maybe he's over there to go through the last game checking for mistakes. Lily answers while shrugging. As I walk through the hallway to find Levi, I hear whispers coming from one of the classrooms. It sounds like students. What are they doing there? No one is supposed to be there. Especially them. Do you think she noticed anything? I hear a female student's voice. It sounded like Miss Parker. Who cares? Is that Mr. Lockwood? If your friends find out about us, they won't look at you the same way. I'm not in the same league as you. You even said so to Miss Summer. I definitely didn't see that coming. Doll, you know I don't care about that. I love you, and I want the world to know about us. It's you that's not ready to tell, and I told the professor what I knew you wanted me to say so she wouldn't suspect anything. He then reaches out for her to bring her closer to him so he can kiss her on her lips. Okay, I think that's my cue to go. I'll make an exception this time and let them be. I think as I walk away. As I get closer to Levi's office, I hear a commotion from inside. Maybe I'm disturbing him while he's working. I should probably come back another time. Darla, for the fucking 100th time. I asked you to stay the fuck away from me. I can hear him shouting through the door. Has she called him again? Didn't she get the message last time? Levi, I came here so we can finally put the past behind us and start fresh. I made a mistake back then. You know I still love you. What? She's here. That bitch. Someone should put her in her place. That's my man in there, and he needs me right now. Let's do this. I say to myself with confidence. I don't want to wait a minute longer as I barge in without knocking. What's up with me lately? Snapping like this so quickly, it's so not like me. The noise of me opening the door must disturb them because they both turn to look in my direction. My eyes are concentrating in one direction on him. I want to ensure I haven't made a mistake by barging in here to meddle. Can't you see we're busy here? Come back later, Darla says as she looks me up and down as if analyzing me. No, thank you, I'm right where I need to be. Besides, I wanted to see what you want with my man Darla. I replay right back to her. I make a bold move as I step closer to Levi, and once I'm in front of him, I kiss him, with tongue no less. Right in front of her. When I turn to look at her, Darla's expression is priceless. On my part, I give her Levi's signature smirk. I'm the jerk now, and let me tell you, I'm enjoying it far more than I should. You slut. Don't you know he's married? Levi tells her. She turns to him for his help. Did she just call me a slut? Enough is enough. I don't waste my time as I step rapidly in front of her and slap her right in the face. Is it wrong that it felt so good? Listen and listen well, because I won't be repeating myself. Levi is mine and mine only. You go near him again, or even look at him. I will hunt you down myself, and next time it won't be just a slap I give you. Understand? Or do you want me to give you another slap so you get it into your head? Guess I have a temper, too, when someone touches what's mine. She looks at me, shocked, as she rubs her cheek. Levi. Are you going to let her treat me like this? She raises her voice. What a persistent bitch. At least I have manners, I didn't call her names. In her face, I mean. Be glad you only received a slap for calling my woman a slut. Levi says menacingly. That's it. I've had enough. We're done, Levi. Me and you, it's over. Don't come crawling to me when you realize your mistake. She says as she leaves Levi's office. Wow, I mean, what a... I don't get the chance to finish my sentence as Levi takes me in his arms and kisses me with force and passion. Guess he's not mad at me as I didn't mind my own business after all. Wait. Did Darla say what I think she said? After all this fucking time, I'm finally free of her shit? Tori, it's all because of my woman. Damn, that woman impresses me. I'm fucking lucky to have her. I'm sure of one thing, if Darla tries to reach me again, I'll unleash Tori on her and make sure I'm there to witness the beauty of it with a heart on. Because it makes me fucking hot when she takes charge like that. Speaking of a heart on, I have one right now as I feel my pants tighten. No, Levi, don't even think about it. The lunch hour is almost over. And you didn't get a chance to eat lunch, so you'll have to keep it in your pants until later. Tori snaps at me, but I can see she's trying not to laugh. Lucky for you, I brought lunch. She adds. I don't know how I'm lucky if I can't have what I want, I whine, playing with her. I go over to kiss her, but when I'm inches from her lips, her cell starts to ring. Fuck. Not this again. I'm sorry, Levi, but I have to take this. Normally I wouldn't, but it's the second time Judy has tried to call me. She says before answering. While she talks on her cell. I take the lunch boxes she dropped on the chair before slapping Darla. That memory will be engraved inside my skull for a long damn time. God, I do love my woman. I go over to the couch and place the food on the coffee table. What do I have to do to forget what's going on below my belt? Damn it, just thinking about it makes my pants tighter. Yeah, my sister is right, I'm a big slut, but when it's for my woman, I don't give a fuck. That was odd? Tori says, interrupting my thoughts. What is? I ask her. Davis and Katie went to see Judy once Katie was released from the hospital. Davis, that fucker. He was lucky we were in a hospital, otherwise, I would have punched him just the mere thought of him touching my woman. The idea makes me want to take the road. Hunt him down and introduce him to my temper. And it seems that the tension between them was high. At some point, she told me that Davis went to the bathroom, and Katie told her that since they returned to their apartment, they were arguing all the time, and it was always about me. What the fuck? One of the biggest fights they had was that if Katie hadn't gotten pregnant, he would be married to me by now. That son of a bitch. I should have settled the score when I had the chance to punch him in the face. He's damn fucking lucky that he's not in front of me right now. Otherwise, I wouldn't be held responsible for my actions. Maybe she knows what I think because she circles her arms around my waist and tightens her hold on me. Do you think I should call Katie and see how she is? Tori wonder. Oh babe, sometimes you're too sweet for your good. Don't involve yourself in this. With them fighting about you, you might only make things worse. Sometimes I surprise myself with what I say. Of course, you're right, Levi. I'm sorry, love, here I am talking about my stupid ex when we're supposed to be eating. I bring one hand behind her head, caressing her hair. It's okay, babe, don't worry about it. Besides, I owe you one for dealing with my fucking ex. You put her in her place, which I'm grateful for, by the way. I move my head slowly so I can bring my mouth just beside her ear. I'll show you just how grateful I am later. Trust me, babe, you haven't seen anything yet, or should I say feel instead of seeing. She shivers at my word, which is precisely the reaction I want from her. Now let's eat, I say as I pull back from her rapidly. She didn't see it coming and almost fell on the ground when my body moved from hers. Jerk. Only for you, babe, only for you. God, it's so easy to tease her. I love it. Eat before your ego starts to show. She warns me. I kiss her forehead like I have 100 times before and settle to eat before getting in trouble. I can't help myself, and I wink at her. She makes a face at me while sticking out her tongue. Who knew, after all this time, I could fall so hard for a woman? With her, I feel complete. I feel like a man again. I thought I was happy when I would hunt all those women nights after night just for my pleaser. In reality, I just wanted to avoid the truth that I was like an empty shell. As I look around my office, and then my eyes settle on my woman once more. Man, my life can't get better than this. Damn it, I spoke too soon. I hear someone knock on the door. I get up from my seat and answer the door of my office. Mr. Lockwood, what can I do for you since you decided to disturb my meal? Coach, you got a sec? I would like to. Oh. Sorry, Coach. He says as he sees Tori sitting on the couch, his face a little shocked. Miss Summers. By this point, Tori managed to clean the coffee table where we were eating. Mr. Lockwood, she replies. I'll leave you be. She steps towards the door when, surprisingly, Johnny stops her. No, Miss Summer, it's good that you're here. I want to talk to you as well. I want to study harder. I spoke with my GR. He clears his throat. I spoke with my friend and realized how important it's to excel in your class. I don't want to be kicked out of the team. Good work hard, Mr. Lockwood, because, as you know, in 2 weeks, we're going up against the Coyotes from Sharetown. As I say this, I see Tori's tense. Fuck. I forgot to mention this to her. When I went with Tori to her parents' hometown, I was so busy worrying about her and what was going on with her father that I didn't even think to mention to her about us playing here against the Coyotes. Mr. Lockwood nods at me before leaving my office. I instantly go to Tori's side. I'm sorry I forgot to mention this to you. I don't care about the Coyotes, Levi. It's Davis I'm worried about. What does he have to do in all of this? I ask with anger, surprised by what she said. Davis is one of their sponsors, and the other sponsors chose him to accompany the team every away game. He doesn't know where I am, and in 2 weeks, I'm afraid he will find out. If I get so much as a whiff of him sniffing around her, he won't know what's coming for him. Here we are, Levi and me, back in the bar where we first met. I know it seems repetitive, but this place has become a special place for us. Yes, we could go somewhere else, but at the end of the day, we always end up here. Excuse me, babe. I have to go to the bathroom. He informs me. You're such a romantic, I tease at his announcement. He chuckles, pinching my chin. He leans down to capture my lips with his. Only for you, babe. He caresses my cheek with the same thumb holding my chin a couple of seconds ago. Sitting at our table alone, something around me starts to feel wrong. Suddenly, I feel like someone has his eyes on me. It feels like that same person is staring at me, which is worse. Jerry distracts me as he stands beside me, putting a scotch and soda in front of me. What's this? I ask because I didn't order anything. On the house. He says simply with a smile. I arch my brows. Thank you, but what did I do to deserve this? Simple, you changed him. And because of you, he's happier than I've ever seen him. Does this mean all the women who change the players in this bar get the same treatment? I ask as I try not to laugh, but fail miserably. Nope, that fucker is the only exception. That comment makes me laugh even more. Stop flirting with my woman, Jerry. You've got a wife for that, Levi says as he returns from the bathroom. With the tenacity in Levi's voice and the way he spoke, I knew he wasn't being serious. I learned that Jerry is the owner of Puzzle 13. He and Levi are friends. It's one of the reasons why Levi hangs out here. Oh my god, do you guys see what I'm seeing right now? I speak a little louder than necessary as I point to the bar. Levi and Jerry turn their heads at the same time. Jerry starts to laugh as he takes his place back behind the bar while Levi turns to me, looking at me in the same way as always. The situation over there changes nothing for him. I can't believe Marcy is making out with Stuart in front of everyone. Maybe she'll finally leave you alone now. I can't stop laughing at my comment. Who gives a fuck about those two? Let's dance. He surprises me. Did he ask me to dance? But your sister told me dancing isn't your cup of tea. I say, surprised, as he takes my hand and leads me. Levi scoffs. Yeah, right, like I let my sister know I can dance. If she finds out about me, I'll never hear the end of it. I chuckle at his moment. Don't tell me that the almighty Levi is scared of his little sister. I'm not scared of anything, babe, except losing you. Who knew that my little jerk is a sentimental guy? I pinch one of his cheeks to tease him even more. Fudge, something tells me this is going to bite me in the ass. Babe, you and I both know that nothing about me is little. He whispers in my ear. Jerk. My entire face must be red by now with his stupid remarks. I don't have time to reply as he twirls me around and then brings me back to him. At this point, I can't stop laughing. While our bodies collide and start to move with the rhythm of the music, all the laughter I have vanished from my lips. For once, I let my desire speak for me instead of feeling shy. As we keep dancing, our desire takes over the atmosphere around us. You could see in our every move every time we looked at each other or even kissed one another. Fudge, the more my body moves against his, the more I want him. This is the first time I feel so out of control. I'm ready to jump his bones right here, right now, in front of everyone. Thank God I'm not that bold, and the crowd around us stops me from doing so. Every fiber of my desire comes crashing when I hear a glass break at the back of the bar. What was that? I ask as my curiosity makes me look this way. I'm sure it's nothing. It's not the first time this has happened, and it won't be the last. Levi reassures me. We stayed a little while before returning to my place because mine is closer than his. As we step into my place, we don't waste a moment as we remove each other's clothes. Levi was right. I can't resist him. All my sanity jumps out of the window, and desires take over my body. Ugh, I'm babbling, aren't I? For the love of God, Tori, shut up already. As I'm only in my underwear, Levi backs me up against one of the walls in my living room. If we keep this up, only my bathroom will remain untouched. Unless the bathroom at my parents' house counts? Tori, shut up. He lifts me as I circle my legs around his waist. He was right, there's nothing little about him. While he holds on to me, I manage to remove my bra. I don't have time to put it on the floor before Levi focuses on my nipple as he pushes me back against the wall, but not hard enough to hurt me. God, Levi, you're killing me. I pant. I surprise myself as I bring my hand to his boxers and start stroking his shaft back and forth. Babe, keep that up, and it will be over before we even start. He grunts with desire. Then hurry the fuck up, love. I can't wait any longer. Did I just say that? Okay, but don't forget you asked for it. He smirks at me. He doesn't bother to remove my panties. Levi moves them to the side as he releases himself from his boxer, just enough to thrust inside me. Yes, yes. I moan over and over as I dig my nails into his skin, but not enough to pierce it. Levi brings his mouth to my shoulder and starts to bite lightly on my skin as I feel him speed up his thrust. I feel so out of control. Harder, faster. It's the first time I've asked him to do that. It surprises him at first, and that's why he's looking at me so intensely to make sure it's what I want. When I nod to answer his silent question, he doesn't wait before giving me what I asked. A while after, we are lying on the couch naked in each other's arms while he caresses my back lightly. You know what I crave right about now? I ask, breaking the silence between us. Give me a minute, and I'll be good to deliver it to you. I slap his shoulder playfully. No, you jerk, I'm starving for a bagel, and you know which place I want it. Babe. It's late. But when he looks at me and sees my pleading expression, he starts to laugh, my reward a slap on my buttock for me asking and him caving. As he puts only his clothes on. I decide only to wear a shirt and clean panties. Trust me, babe. You'll pay me back later, and I'll decide how. He says as he gives me a wink before leaving my apartment. While I wait for him, I start to clean the mess we made, and then I hear someone knocking on my door. I shake my head as I answer the door. Levi, did you forget Psalm Davis? Hey, princess. As he speaks, I can smell the alcohol on his breath. Scratch that. He doesn't need to talk for me to smell it. But most importantly, what the fuck is he doing here? But that's not what's worrying me the most, is that I just answered the freaking door with no pants on. And the way he's looking at me right now is creeping me out. As I snap out of shock, I close the door in his face. He's faster than me and shoves the door with force, and I back up as I try to regain my balance. Luckily, I succeeded in staying on my feet. He takes advantage of this and steps into my apartment. Damn it, why did I have to crave that bagel so much? Levi would be with me right now. Wait, Levi. He will be back, so all I have to do is stall until he comes to my rescue. How come you're here, Davis? I thought you were arriving with the coyotes. I say as I try not to show how scared I am of him. Who cares about the coyotes? I wanted to see you. How did you find out where I live? I have to keep him busy. I just hope my luck doesn't run out. Maybe I can run for the door? No. He's too close to it. What should I do? What should I do? The kitchen? The knives? No, definitely not. I don't want to risk my life. I was at Judy's house. I excused myself to go to the bathroom. I came across her cell phone. That stupid bitch didn't have a password, so I searched your name, found your address, and here I am. He's drunk. I've never seen him like this, ever. At that moment, I see my cell lying on the couch. I have to be careful, so he doesn't get suspicious if I can just get to it. So, does Katie know where you are? Fudge, why did I ask that? Princess, why do you want to know about her? It's because of her we aren't married today. You. Princess. Before all of this, I loved that nickname, but now, the way he says it makes my body shiver, and not in a good way. That's it. A little closer, almost there. All I have to do is take 5 more steps, and I will have it in my hand, but in this situation, it'll take forever to reach it. You know. I saw you dancing with him. What was his name again? Ah, yes, Levi. Let me tell you, you looked like a slut dancing like that with him. His comment has me freezing on the spot. So he's the one I felt staring at me at the bar. Before, you were a decent good girl. My good princess, and now look at you, you're trash. Do your parents know what you have become? Davis glares at me. Fuck you. That dick. Who does he think he is, coming to my apartment like he owns the place and judging me? He has no right. Now is not the time to snap at him. I have to reach my cell so I can call Levi. That's my only goal right now. That's it, nice and easy. What do you think you're doing? He raises his voice. I clear my throat. My feet are killing me. I just want to sit for a while. Davis nods. Yes, you're right. We should sit and discuss what we're going to do about those two so we can be together. He's drunk and delusional. While I sit, I try not to make sudden movements. I don't know how Davis will act, as I've never seen him like this before. This is not the Davis I once knew. Davis, can you be a dear and fetch me a glass of water? My throat is killing me. And I have to make it better if you want to have this talk. Glasses are on the top shelf to the right. I know I can count on you. That's it, Tori, butter him up. Of course, princess. Right away. He says happily. The moment he turns around, I take the opportunity to grab my cell and hurry the fuck up to call Levi. It's easier said than done when my hands are shaking with fear. I finally find him and press his name. I don't wait to see if Levi answers. I hide it behind me. It's the best I can do right now. What the fuck? So you think you can distract me so you can call him? Him. He shouts as he takes my cell and throws it away from us. As he shoves me over the couch, I struggle to push him away from me, but to no avail. At some point in his drunken state, he struggles to stay balanced. So as he leans down, I see the opportunity and don't wait as I put both of my feet on his chest and push with all the strength I possess. Thank you, yoga. I jump from the couch before he even touches the ground. When my hand barely touches the door handle, I feel pain at the back of my head as he grabs my hair forcefully from behind. We could have played nicely, but if you want it rough, then let's have it rough. I don't mind rough. I dreamed of doing you this way for so long. He pushes me back with force. Up against the same wall Levi and I occupied both no long before. Davis, this isn't you. Why? Why are you acting this way? I managed to say painfully. Shut up. Just shut up. With each word, he hits my head against the wall over and over. Levi, if you hear me, please hurry up. I don't know how much longer I can keep up. My body begins to fall to the ground when he releases his hold on me. He grabs me by my throat and readjusts my body against the wall. I wish I could be strong like the women I read about in the books. Oh no, princess. We aren't done yet. He says mockingly. Like a maniac. He licks his lips as if I'm his next meal. I have to thank you for making it so easy for me. Oh, I can't wait to have those legs around me again. I feel his finger crawl along the top of my panties as darkness invades my mind and soul. That little minx. TCH, the things I do for her. If she keeps this up, she'll be the death of me. I have to say, though, I can't wait to get her back for this. I already have something in mind. What can I say? I'm not a jerk for nothing. While I think of this, I can't keep a smirk off my face. I remember the first time she called me a jerk. Look, babe, I don't want to give you the wrong impression. I'm not the commitment kind of guy. I can't give you what you want. What do you even know what I want? You don't even know me. Tori replies. I just wanted to give you a heads up. We fucked for one night and it was just that, nothing more. She rolls her eyes. I see you're being a jerk again. I prefer being a jerk than a liar. Who's laughing now? I think to myself as I shake my head at the memory. Fuck, I'm glad the bagel place is across the street from her apartment. She had to have it so desperately. Fucking bagel couldn't wait till morning. As I enter the little restaurant, my cell starts ringing, speaking of the devil. I smile when I see her name on the screen. Before I can even say a single word, what I hear on the other side of the call has my skin crawling. What the fuck? So you think you can distract me so you can call him? Him? And then the call ended. Was that fucking Davis? I wonder. I don't remember leaving the restaurant. 1 minute I'm answering the call, and the next, I'm in front of Tori's apartment door. All I want is to get there as fast as I can, so I can beat the shit out of him. Rage has consumed me now. As I kick the door, I don't know if it's the rage or adrenaline, but the door opens with one kick. When I see what's unfolding before my eyes, my blood boils. The rage that consumed me only a moment ago was nothing compared to what I felt at this moment. I had never felt such anger before. That motherfucker is holding her by the neck, and his fingers are just about to enter her panties. Over my dead body, you fucker. I jump over him before he can make another fucking move and shove him to the ground with brutal force. Once I'm above him, I don't waste any time as I start to hit him, blow after blow after blow. I can see the blood spread all over him and on the floor around his head. You dare touch what's mine? You think a lowlife like you can touch someone like her? I'll fucking kill you, you motherfucker. Then I feel her tender hand on my shoulder, which instantly stops me. Levi. Please stop, don't kill him. I don't want to lose you. She manages to speak. Even in her condition, I see she's struggling to maintain her balance. I grab him by the collar and bring his face closer to mine. That bastard still has his eyes open, but there's only fear in them now. Be grateful she just saved your puny, useless life. If it weren't for her, you'd be 6 feet under. I release my hold on him, going to the side of his face and kicking him. I showed this 100 times when I was a kicker for my team. Finally, the fucker loses consciousness. Lucky son of a bitch, he deserves much worse, but maybe death is too easy for him, I think as I take the bottom of his shirt to remove his blood from my hands. I turn towards Tori and take her gently in my arms as I sit on the couch with her on my lap and envelop her on the blanket that is lying there. I bring her against me as much as possible so she knows I'm here. When her head touches my shoulder, she starts to cry. I soothe her with gentle words as I rock her gently from side to side. Levi, I don't think I can spend another minute here. I tighten my hold on her even more than I kiss the side of her face. Don't worry, babe. You won't have to. I'm about to say more when 2 police officers enter the apartment. I knew one of the neighbors would hear the commotion going on in here. While one of the officers went to see Davis, the other came to us and began taking statements. I will take over from here. I explained that I had left Tori for an errand, and the phone call made me turn back here to stop him before he raped her. When it was Tori's turn to give her statement, what she said stunned me. And I should have connected the dots sooner. After she left where she lived before, Davis had trouble letting her go. For example, he went to her parents' house trying to find out where she had gone and ended up with a slap to the face courtesy of Tori's mother. The way Davis acted when he saw me with her and couldn't stop looking at us with jealousy and envy as he looked at our joined hands. When he insisted she goes and see Katie even though she lost their baby. Then she told the officer how he went through Judy's cell phone information so he could find her. He was at the bar tonight, watching us dancing and what happened in her apartment when I wasn't here to protect her. Motherfucker. If it weren't for the cops, I would be glad to show him how I feel about him over and over again. Eventually, I called her parents to let them know what happened. And now here we are at the hospital waiting on her results to see if she has a concussion from the attack. But the kicker in all of this? That motherfucker, Davis, is here at the hospital being treated by the doctors. The cop won't tell us what room he's in, though. I'm not a fool. I just have to search for the room that is guarded by an officer, just as Tori's room is, only she's a victim. And he's a person of interest. She's far more important to me than for me to go hunting him down like the pig he is. We learned Davis isn't going to press charges against me because he felt ashamed of what he did to Tori once he sobered up. Levi, I can't go back there, Tori says, interrupting my thoughts. You won't have to, babe. You're coming to live with me indefinitely. Or we could look for our new place if you prefer. I say without batting an eye. Finally, a smile appears on her face. Of course, I want that, Levi. I love you, but are we ready for that? I don't think anyone is ever ready. We just do it because that's what we want and how we feel. Okay, then it's settled. I'm coming to live with you until we find our own place, but no rush there. That's more like it. It's all I want every fucking day, my woman happy with a smile on her face. I can't stop smiling. If someone were to look at me right now, no one would have any idea what happened to me earlier, well, except for me lying in this bed. I can't fudging believe that Levi and I are going to live together. I know what happened to me will haunt me for a while, but right now, I don't care. As the door of the room opens, I see the doctors enter, followed by the nurse. Levi helps me sit up. Even though I don't need help. He's so tender with me. Anyway, Levi stands beside me and takes my hand in his. We wait to see what the doctor has to say about my injuries. Miss Summer. I only have good news. You don't have a concussion, but we would like to keep you over the night as a precaution. And don't worry about the baby. We did an ultrasound, and everything looks good. I'm relieved to know. What? A baby? No, you must be mistaken. I'm not. I'm not pregnant. You must have the wrong file. Yeah, let's go with that, me having a baby, yeah. Right. Great, I'm babbling again, and this time out loud. Ugh, kill me now. Then I turn my head to look at Levi, and he's smiling. A really big genuine smile. I compose myself to clear my mind when I realize what the doctor has said to me. I place my hand over my stomach. I'm pregnant. Is the baby okay? I finally ask as reality catches up with me. Yes, Miss Summer, like I already said. We did an ultrasound. Tomorrow, before you are discharged. You already have an appointment with our OBGYN. After doing his checkup on me, they both leave, leaving Levi and me alone. It didn't last long, though. My parents step inside my room with worry written all over their faces. For the first time since I was put in the hospital, Levi never left my side for 1 second, but now he has to so I can be alone with my parents. I only hope he doesn't go chasing demons where he shouldn't. I know it must be eating at him not being able to hunt down Davis and put him in his place. If I wasn't scared to lose him, I would let him have Davis. Most importantly, now we're expecting a child. That's a game changer. And where's that fucking imbecile now? My dad is furious after I explain to him what happened with Davis. Somewhere in the hospital, the cops won't tell us for his safety. His safety? And what about you? This is not acceptable. My father is getting angrier and angrier by the minute. I have to say something to calm him down quickly before he decides to go hunting Davis himself. I'm sorry, Levi. I'm sure you wanted to be here for this, but I have to do it before it's too late. Here's go, nothing. Dad, I'm pregnant. You and Mom will become grandparents. But where's that jerk? He should be back by now. What? I'm going to be a poppy? There's the reaction I want for him to calm down, and I think it's working. Oof, that was close. Oh honey, I'm so happy for both of you. I'm going to be a granny. The last word my mother said was a little louder than necessary. Both of my parents take each side of my bed and hug me at the same time while my dad kisses the top of my head. Levi walks inside the room. What did I miss? Now, he decides to give us the pleasure of his presence. He's lucky that I love him. Fudging hormones. Oh, that's why lately I have had a little temper. I was wondering where it was coming from. I'm starting to like this side of me. I hope it will stay with me after I give birth. Now I smile mischievously like I want to do bad things. Excellent. Tori? I snap out of my thoughts when I hear Levi talking to me. I then look at him as a mouth sorry to him. My mother doesn't waste her time as she hugs him tightly. Levi is too stunning to return her gesture. Congratulations, I am happy for both of you. He looks at me, wondering what's going on, and when he sees the guilt on my face, he knows exactly what I've done. Thank you. That's the only thing he said to her. Fudge, now it was my father's turn. Can I hide under the sheet because I don't want to see what will follow? Sorry, lover. You got my only daughter pregnant? He frowns, staring at Levi. Oh, boy. Here we go. You protected her when she needed you the most. Son, I can't thank you enough for what you have done. I only hope you'll do right by her with what's coming next. Well, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Don't worry, sir. I have no intention of letting her go. Hasn't your daughter already told you? When she comes out of the hospital, she will come and live with me. Did you forget to tell them about this, babe? He gives me his signature smirk. He just put me in the spotlight. Considering she's pregnant. I was hoping this would be your next move. When's the wedding? My father asks. My eyes widen, looking at my father. What? Okay, that's enough, John. Let them be. It's time to let them rest. Anyway, we will come back tomorrow. My mother intervenes. Thanks, Mommy, much appreciation. I say to myself. She comes over to kiss me on the cheek, takes my father's hand and walks out of the room. Well, that was close. I clear my throat. Sorry, my father is very protective of me. Don't worry. I can handle it. Now try to get some sleep. Well, that's one way to avoid the marriage part. In a way, I'm not yet ready to have this conversation either. Can you lay down with me? I need to feel safe. I scoop a little to give him space next to me. Of course, babe. I see him take off his shoes, lie down on the bed and hug me as he starts to hold me as much as he can. Thank you for everything you have done for me, love. I managed to say as I yawn a little. I'll do anything for you, babe. Try to sleep a little. That I did. When I'm with him, I feel only safe. Good night, little mushroom. Happy to have you and look forward to seeing you. After a week, I got out of the hospital. I finally moved in with Levi. We decided to wait before searching for a bigger place. Charlie helped me a lot with what went on the night I was attacked by Davis. I never spoke to Davis after that night. I only saw him when I had to say what had happened to me during his trial. The whole time I had spoken, he never looked at me once. He was ashamed of what he had done to me. Even Katie never went to see him in prison. I was relieved when we won. He went to jail, but unfortunately, he mostly pissed off the wrong person because, after 3 months there, someone killed him. I didn't know who, and I didn't want to know. I was sad when I heard the news of his death, not for the person he was at the end, but for the person I knew in the past. As for Katie, Judy had informed me that she couldn't face my parents or me, so she left Cheertown and ended up somewhere else. All I know is that she has found someone to share her life with and finally live the life she always wanted. She became a mother. I'm happy for her. For me, I did not wait until after giving birth to my little mushroom. I took defensive lessons even in boxing so I wouldn't feel vulnerable like that night. Who knew that the three of us, when we were teenagers, talked about our future, each taking a different path that would end up destroying a life forever. But it's all in the past now. And I have to focus on the future, and here I am, ready for a wedding, Lily and Charlie's wedding day. Here is my little mushroom walking into the room where Lily is getting ready for her special day. Did I forget to mention that my parents decided to move here to St. Rock so that they can be closer to their grandchild? I'm not complaining because when Levi and I want to go out, we know where to go. Mama, my daughter says when she leaves her father's hand and rushes into my arms. Everyone says she's a little replica of me, but one thing she got from her dad is his beautiful gray eyes. Levi and I are still very much in love, and with each passing day, our love grows even more. We haven't brought the wedding stuff since my dad mentioned it. So Emma, tell me. Are you ready to drop petals on the floor before Aunt Lily walks down the aisle? She nods quickly with a big smile on her pretty little face. Tell me, sis, do you want to run away? You know it is not too late for this. Levi asks Lily as he teases her. Stop that already, Levi. Not today, please. She pleads. You know I only tease because I love you, he says as he kisses her forehead. Now, if you'll excuse me, girls, I'll see if the groom wants to run. He then wiggles his eyebrows up and down. Lily doesn't wait and nudges him with an elbow on his ribs. He laughs, leaving us alone to continue preparing Lily for her big day. For the wedding, Levi has 2 tasks to do. He will have to walk Lily down the aisle and assist Charlie. Good luck, babe. You're going to need it, I say inside my head as I see him leave the room. When Levi takes his place next to Charlie, Emma runs in her father's arms. After all, she's Daddy's little princess. One day, I even caught them playing tea party while Levi was wearing a pink princess crown. The thing he doesn't know, I have the photo hidden in my cell phone. The wedding was beautiful. Everything went as planned. The most memorable part was the beautiful pictures of Levi and Lily's parents that Lily had chosen. As always, some guests had tears in their eyes when Charlie and Lily exchanged vows. After the ceremony, we met at a restaurant that was booked for the evening. After Emma's meal, I apologized to the others because I had to bring Emma to my parents' house. She was tired from the day she had. My little mushroom, I'm so blessed to have her. Ladies and gentlemen, before seeing the bride and groom to the dance floor, the best man has something to say. The DJ announces through his microphone. That smirk doesn't say anything good. What's Levi hiding up in his sleeves? I wonder. Okay, before I start, let me tell you that I have my sister's approval, so she doesn't think I want to steal the thunder. Tori, babe, there's something I've wanted to ask for so long now, and I never find the perfect time for that, so this is it. I love you so much, and I love you even more for the mother you have become. So in front of everyone here tonight, I want to ask if you make me happy to be my wife. Babe, will you marry me? The jerk. Now he decides to do this? He knows how to put me in the spotlight in front of everyone. Oh, I'll answer the question, all right, but wait till it's my turn to speak. I walk towards him until I find myself in front of Levi and take his hands while I kiss him. Yes, 100 times. Yes, love. I forcefully take the microphone from his hand. There is something I wanted to tell you too. I wanted to wait until later tonight. Now it's my turn to shine. I have a surprise to share with you. I'm pregnant, love. We are going to be parents for the 2nd time. He doesn't wait to hug me and kiss me greedily in front of everyone. Fudge, he did it again. I'm in the spotlight again. Ugh, I can never win with this man, but deep down, I will never complain. I'm happy and well, and that's all that matters. We waited a year after the birth of our son Dean when Levi and I decided to be husband and wife. Who knew when I met Levi that today I would be complete as a woman, a person, a wife, and also a mother? Nothing can be better than this, nothing. Thanks for everything, my jerk. I couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you for following the whole story when bittersweet meet. Please leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe to support the channel. Thank you very much.